Indeed.
Well, I suppose.
All right.
Trev?
I'm here.
Yay,
cool.
without the crackle.
Are we? Yeah. Rokel is on ad drill, right? This
Yeah,
weekend.
he said he'd be late.
He'd be late. Okay.
He said he'd be late, but start without him.
Sounds good. Are we all good on the recording front?
Yeah, fucking send it.
Cool.
Fucking send her, bruh.
Fucking send it. Hello, everybody who's watching. My name is Tyler. I am the GM of the USS Guan, a Star Trek RPG show here on our YouTube channel. We are joined today by 4 of our normal 5 crew complement. Today is, let's say today, because things got a little intense last session. Last we left off, a couple of things were going on at the same time. We had a diplomatic meeting with Captain Edwards and the Lormian representatives, Ministers Bekek and Varel. We had a sort of shakedown cruise turn from, a shakedown cruise to test out the variable warp geometry in the cells, to an ambush by a seemingly Orion captain in a very close to here nebula. Oh, and let's not forget one of your 2 Lormian proteges, Oonya, who is the son of Minister Bekek. Hagen, our wonderful first officer, Commander Hagen, noticed some telepathic abilities and decided to just, as we said a little bit right before the recording starts, we just send it, just fully hardcore send it, and attempt to move something telepathically with her mind, which she had not been able to do before.
I kind of succeeded.
That went okay. It did end up with a full injury. And that's actually, you know what? That is a good place to start here.
I would like to say, in my defense, the variable warp geometry worked perfectly.
It did. It worked really, really great. The Guan Yu is pulling into port with multiple hull breaches. And we're going to start this.
360 degrees in every possible direction, and you picked the dangerous one.
Pick the dangerous one, absolutely.
Look.
There's actually infinite directions.
It's literally like a magnet for trouble.
It's Sersha. I don't know what you were expecting.
See, normally, like, me, Kestra magnet, you create. But apparently it's the ship that's the magnet. And we have just filled it with additional chaos.
It will be a 3-thread episode tonight. We have our 4 times 3 is 12. Yep, that makes sense to me mathematically. And like I mentioned, we're going to start the session here over in sickbay. Now, being the prepared GM I am, you'd think that I would have cleaned out all of these tokens. But you know what? Everything's going to be okay.
Okay, it takes so long to load, you can probably clean it before we even get on the page.
You guys should be... Yep, there's everybody. All right. Just one moment here for me. I want to get the log out of the way. Boop. Perfect. Commander Hagen, do me a favor. And Kelly, you can go somewhere else with your other Kelly token. We'll remove one. Let me take a look at your sheet here. Just one moment. God, so many talents. It'd be a shame if...
Well, because she doesn't organize them. Half of them are medals.
I can organize them?
Yeah.
No,
It's
so-
alphabetical now. So if you put like a 1 in front of your roll, it'll go to the top. If you put 2 in front of your medals, it'll go below the 1, and then all your talents will be alphabetical underneath them.
Nah.
Nah, we're good. Commander Hagen, you feel
myself.
after a brief stage of unconsciousness and yet another bloody nose, you feel the very familiar feeling of the sickbay beds. You're really photosensitive, and you see Nurse Ensign Sorrel is currently working on the console that's connected to your biobed.
Ow.
Good
Oh.
morning.
Ow.
All right.
Oh, what hit me?
Oh, yeah. That's. Sorrel sort of comes
Okay.
over and covers your eyes with his hand.
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
Hands you a little. You feel a spray hit to your side of your neck. You open your eyes. It seems things have dimmed a little bit. A little bit of a sort of a numbing agent sort of takes effect, and you're able to just sort of open your eyes very slowly, and you see Sorrel looking at you. He goes, "Well, Doctor, it seems we're making this a relatively common occurrence, much to my regret."
I can only say this is not intentional. Oh,
All right.
how long have I been out?
You've been out about 8 hours.
Oh, dear.
The Lormian child Oonia called for a medical emergency in the storage room that you two were in. You were taken from there. There's a little touch and go there, and you see he moves the monitor, and on the monitor there is a active scan of your brain. You see there was a bleed, actually. You can see sort of like the shaded area in kind of close to the area of your telepathic glands.
Well, that doesn't look good.
No, it was a fun surgery. Well, he wouldn't say that. He would say, "Yep, it appears to be stopped for now. There was a minor surgery in order to get some of the bleeding under control, and then seems to be regenerating nicely." Can
Just a
I?
minor bit of brain surgery.
Yeah, it's all good.
I gotta go for just a second. I'm so sorry. My mother is calling me.
Okay. Hi, Mom. Like on the phone?
Old people do that. Right, Trev? You got a phone, right?
Listen, I
He
had a
got you.
landline. I had a landline until about 2 weeks ago, so yeah.
That
It's
you
really sad.
and you use that?
No, I haven't used it for like.
It
10
was a
years.
butt dial. I'm okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Mother
Gotta love
doesn't
mums
love
and
you. It's just an accident.
Listen, I'm
What
a
the
mom
hell are
favorite,
you on
and
the
I know it.
phone for? Mom, you called me. Anyway, Sorrel looks at you, Kestra, and says, "Now, I wouldn't be a good doctor if I didn't ask you what you were attempting to do. From what we can tell by the telepathic readings, and give me a presence medicine check, difficulty 1.
That's your question.
Your telepathic prowess as a focus would work.
Okay, telepathic prowess as a focus. Let me just pull me up. You said it's a medicine reason?
Presence medicine.
Presence medicine.
rolled. Okay, cool. 1 momentum generated here. Just 1 moment. Uh, Kyle, do you know how to do strike through in Foundry, or is that
What are you trying to strike through?
Did I lose my telepath
Like-
ability?
just the name of a talent? Yeah.
It doesn't really work that way. Not in
Okay.
Foundry.
Well,
Uh,
1 moment.
you can just put like a 9 next to it, and it'll go to the bottom of the list.
No, I got it. You will notice a new talent on your, or well, a changed talent in your screen. You are used to Soral's sort of telepathic presence being rather guarded, just due to the fact that he's a Vulcan, and they don't really give too much away. But you're usually able to hear thoughts. Normally of everybody in the room with you, normally just as a passive sense, and you're not hearing them.
I think the color drains out of Kestra's face as the first sign, and then she starts breathing really short, rapid, and she can't stop breathing short and rapid.
You see Soral. You see, you hear a doot 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 coming from the console. Okay, Doctor, I need you to calm down. And
What?
Dr. Grix,
What? I can't.
what's going on?
I can't.
Everything's going to be okay. You see Soral sort of. You're trying to like sit up, and Soral's like holding you down. Tell me what's going on,
I can't
Dr.
hear.
Grix.
I can't
Can't hear what?
anything. It's.
Okay,
I can't hear thoughts. I can't.
you can't. Okay, I would say that it's pretty natural from the area that got damaged. Okay, just I need you to relax. And Dr. Grix puts his hand on your other shoulder. It's gonna be different for a while. The surgery was a success, but there was a lot of bleeding and damage in the area from whatever you were trying to do. My hope is that it comes back in time, but it could be a bit. So just center yourself on your own internal monologue, and you're going to be okay.
I.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, do you want to roll for an anxiety attack or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say sure.
Control medicine? Or control fitness?
This is
Or
gonna
no.
be control fitness was not possible, but fitness, fitness medicine for sure. And then this is gonna be
Composure as a focus?
composure as a focus, and then it's gonna be difficulty 4 comp 2. And the comp is coming from your beta Z.
Yeah, I don't think I spend anything on this. I think she just has a panic attack.
Okay. You're just full heaving, sobbing. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Just let's.
I think she's grabbing anything she can get her hand. So she's grabbed the front of Grix's coat and Soral's arm, and she just can't stop.
Yep. Sorrel, the hyper spray. Right away, Doctor. You feel a tss, and you feel the sedative take over, and you fall. Your eyes sort of shut, and you're just sort of in a very loose, dark area of consciousness that feels rather warm and calm. Yeah, Edwards. You received a communication.
Left yourself alone in the scene and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, shit. Oh no.
Okay.
Now, I will take umbrage with this. All the shit that she's been through, and it's trying to move a wrench.
Yeah. Dude, Kestrip tried to push the limit, and you succeeded in moving the wrench. That shouldn't have been possible, and you moved the wrench. You originally thought that you pulled the wrench towards you so fast that you knocked yourself out, which
I
is
did.
admittedly more funny, but ding. Yeah. Sick bay to Captain Edwards.
Go ahead, Doctor.
We have a situation with Commander Hagen in sick bay. You might want to come right away.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Half expecting to get there to see Commander Hagen fighting to get back into the medic position. I'm the doctor!
Yeah, Captain Edwards, you're only a couple of decks away. As you have to get through the promenade to get there. You see Minister Bekek with his child. You see that Bekek is speaking very like far away in the corner of the sort of assembly area there. They are speaking like very hushed and quiet tones. You can't make out what they're saying.
Okay. Just a father talking to their kid, and I have a hurt doctor to attend to.
Okay.
It's a weird sentence to say.
Door opens, and you see a completely flushed white Commander Hagen with Dr. Grix and Dr. Sorrel just sort of talking over the bed.
I thought you told me the surgery was a success. What's the problem?
Well, there was always going to be an intangible risk that we can't really quantify when it comes to Betazoid telepathy. Whatever, it could be from the surgery messing with some sort of hormonal response, in which case it will come back in due course. There's also a possibility that what Commander Hagen was attempting to do telepathically caused some sort of damage that we can't see.
And do we know what she was attempting to do? Because obviously she would have been out when she got here. The only person who could have told us was the child. And I know for a fact the father was hunting his child when it happened. So he's like, okay. And she was only awake for a few minutes. Okay. So, Doctor, when you had her awake... Wait, you had her awake, correct?
She was... Yeah, she woke up after the surgery as intended. She was photosensitive, according to what Sorrel said. Her eye, she cut herself off mid-sentence, and she seemed to realize that she couldn't hear external thoughts anymore. That's when she had a rather severe panic episode, in which we have put her under a light sedative. She's out for right now, but once the sedative wears off, she'll wake up.
Thank you for the update. Fuck. When she wakes up, I want to find out what she attempted to do. Because if it's run-of-the-mill telepathic activity for her, then we have an external problem.
External problem? What do you mean?
You have to start carrying these fucking pads to read people in around. So, Doctor, I'm just going to walk over to whatever desk. I'm going to grab 2 pads. Get some additional clearance. This seems to be my life now. She's had a number of contacts with 2 different telepathic other dimensional entities known as the Mai and the Veronk. And since then, her telepathic abilities have been increasing. So...
Increasing how?
To the best of my understanding, she was able to telepathically reach to Beta Z and see her father in real time. Now, the math on that makes my brain hurt, so I can only imagine what it did to hers.
This was during a dream? It's not from what's happening on Beta Z. It's natural that she would be dreaming about home, but you're saying that she actually, like, she actually was there?
In a sense, what's the old, like, some sort of astral projection would be the word I'd use. Anyway, it was either a very vivid dream to the point where she contacted me in the middle of the night and then used my credentials to contact a very secure facility back on Earth, or it was a legitimate situation where she actually saw what happened, and then the second part of that still happened.
Dr. Grix looks at you. So, alright. He shakes his head. I will let you know when she gets back off the sedative, but in the meantime, I mean, her telepathic hormone levels were lowered just due to the surgery. There's damage in that area that we were repairing, so it would make sense that there could be something. Yeah. At the end of the day, we will let you know when she wakes up. And it's around this time then, Captain Edwards. A person in like ops messages you. Ops to Captain Edwards.
Go ahead.
The Guan Yu is back from the shakedown cruise. From ops, we can see that there are some hull breaches. Would you know anything about that?
I'm sorry, what?
Didn't we update them?
Hard cut! Give me one moment here.
As I'm walking out the door to wherever problem I'm going to next, I'm just going to turn to the doctor and say, when you go to wake her up, make sure you get Lieutenant Mitchell down here. That'll probably help.
He was going to be my next call after you, if that was
Good.
okay. Okay, and yeah, Kelly, where would you be meeting Edwards?
Probably at an airlock, and she's just gonna disembark like it ain't no thing. Actually, no, she wouldn't. She's got hull breaches to fix.
So you're just like down in engineering on the Guan Yu?
Wherever the breaches are.
All right.
Well,
Edwards,
they're in communications, engine, sensors, and weapons, so pick your poison.
pick your poison, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Edwards, as you make your way through the ship, you see damage control teams are sort of embarking onto the Guan Yu. You sort of follow instead. They make way for you as you go by.
The beams.
You hear there's some significant battle damage as you walk in. You see that there are areas where lighting is out. There are certain decks where the turbolifts are inoperable. Yeah. What other breaches do you have? Let me take a look.
Everything but sensors and structure.
Yeah, the ship itself seems to be holding it together okay. So it's not like you're stepping over pillars and like decks are fully like compressed, but you see a bunch of people rushing around, trying getting to their stations and like fixing. Um, you hear from a couple of engineers mates that Commander Kelly is down in engineering.
I'm just gonna go straight there. Probably find her half in a Jeffrey's tube, feet dangling out.
Yeah, where would Kelly be at the beginning of the scene? I'm gonna take a momentum away.
Let's see. Probably running diagnostics to see what exactly has been damaged in the engines.
Right, for sure. Let me go ahead and take a look here. Yeah. So Captain Edwards, you walk into the room, and you see Commander Kelly and Tetu looking at the central command console, diagnostic console in engineering. Yeah.
Gonna walk up and go, Saoirse, it was 5 light years. What happened?
Oh, we answered a distress call that turned out to be a booby trap laid by a team of Orion pirates piloting a stolen bird of prey.
Okay, we'll add that to my list of things for the day. How's the damage?
Yep. Engines, sensors. What else is fucked up?
You see, Tetu goes. Tetu starts scrolling on a tablet. Just one moment here. Well, the primary and secondary isotopic ray in the engineering column on one of the nacelles is damaged. There is a primary EPS discharge occurring over the prime sensor array. Three of the 10 phaser arrays are damaged, and our primary subspace relay was taken offline. Tattoo looks at between both of you.
Saoirse gestures to Tattoo.
Just gonna reach out and take the pad.
You see that was the big stuff. There's a lot of little stuff too.
I see the replicators are still fine. Fucking just shake my head and hand it back to him. We're supposed to leave tomorrow. Oh, that's a long list. What are we looking at?
Tattoo goes, well, if we go by the book, it's probably going to take about 30 hours. But if we run overtime and overnight shifts, we can probably get it done in. What do you think, Commander Kelly? 18 hours?
20 just to be safe. Got to account for snack breaks.
Right. You see Tattoo takes furious notes on another pad that materializes.
There are laws about child labor, Kelly. You know that, right?
Yep.
Okay. 18 hours. Make it happen. Good job, Tattoo.
Thanks, sir.
I'm not getting a good job, am I?
You broke my ship.
I didn't break the ship. I answered a distress call.
As you guys start talking about this, Tattoo gets on top of like the handrail part, gets on top of the handrail part, does a front flip, goes to the top of the ladder, and does a full like press up to get up to the top.
Tattoo, we have safety rules.
Oh, sorry, you're right. And you see Tattoo begins to slowly climb down the ladder. Goes back to where he was standing, and then Tattoo goes back up the ladder.
But all seriousness, sir, so once you get the repairs underway, get me a report on what you encountered
It's
out
been
there.
underway since we left the nebula. What do you take me for? I'm an engineer.
Yep. All right. So because the repairs are already underway, I can have that report now, right?
Sure. I just gave it to you.
the official report, blogs, all the information that would normally go in one of those.
Sure, I can get you that within the next 20 minutes if you want me to stop making repairs.
You're the chief engineer. Delegate and disappear.
That's no fun.
Let's see that report in 20.
Sersha whistles. Chief Fox!
Give me one moment. You see, Chief Fox comes out of out from underneath one of the consoles. Yes, sir.
You're in charge of repairs, so I got paperwork to do.
You see, Lieutenant Commander Mina Creighton looks over at Chief Fox and goes, "All right, yep, that's how we're gonna have. Yep, yep." And starts walking down and getting into an access corridor in the deuterium channels.
That was cold.
Yeah, I expected you to delegate the operations manager to do the report, not the transporter chief to do the repairs.
Yeah, but this way I get to sit down and have a snack.
Great. Whatever, everything's fine.
Creighton's crying.
I get to troll Creighton a little bit while I'm at it. I mean, come on, what is wrong with this plan?
I just love the idea of Creighton being on our ship. It's like, I designed this thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing. She's literally on the design thing. You see Chief Fox goes up to you, Captain Kelly. And says, "All right, well, I will be prioritizing engineering then. Are you sure you don't? I mean, I'm totally fine giving orders, but I figured you might want to have Creighton to."
Sersha just looks at him, popping some candy in her mouth. Don't think you can handle it, Fox?
Chief Fox's eyebrows go up. You see his sort of Caitian body. His tail sort of flicks out and says, "All right, what was the estimate that you just gave the captain?"
20 hours.
"You'll have it in 16. And you see that he goes, "Come on, Tattoo!" And Tattoo jumps down.
Well, those two are going to get along like, prehensile tail creatures, because you both have it. Off they go.
And they start going. Yeah, so before you leave, Kelly, I'm going to need you to make a command roll for me.
Joy! That's just what I wanted for Christmas. A command what?
This will be control command.
Hey, Kelly, you should probably start putting some stuff in the command, considering you are chief engineer.
Yeah, you're second officer?
I love the fact that the player did not choose chief engineer as a job, and we just made him take it. For character progression, this is your job now.
It still says operations officer, and operations is misspelled on the sheet.
Yeah, it's operations.
Operations.
Yeah, go ahead and give me control command. Yeah, in order to get overnight shifts taken care of, in order to get auxiliary staff from the Guan Yu from Dios Fortitude up to speed, in order to just make sure that this thing can be done by tomorrow, go ahead and give me control command difficulty of, I'll say 3.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
And yeah.
Chief engineer in engineering on his own ship. That means he has advantage engineering team.
Okay, yeah. So the advantage engineering team will be cutting out the complication range in giving command over to an enlisted chief instead of your second in command in engineering.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me control command difficulty 3.
Have 6 threat.
All right.
You see the shit you get us in, Kelly.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna. Okay, I'm gonna walk away for a second.
That's what you get for disabling my character. That's karma right there. That's what
Is
that
that
Yeah,
is
it
that real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely is. You see what happened? You see what happened.
Oh my god. Oh no! Don't tell me that shit's for real. All right.
All right,
Yeah,
Did you
Jesus
reroll
hates
that
you.
15?
yeah.
I don't have bold command.
No.
Oh, so sad.
You should think about it.
Four momentum generated. Anything you want to do with the 4 momentum?
Rub it in your face.
Mean.
It is. I'm sorry.
Wild. Not only is your crit range 1, like you don't have any points to command, so it's 1. So, Commander Kelly, give me an idea of what you do to get your team to do this sort of in an. What do you do? What do you do to get that?
Yeah, Kelly.
First off, I'm a little mad that I forgot to stir my dinner, so it's a little bit overcooked on one side. Fuck. Give me a moment. Look, you knew I was gonna be cooking.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It is. Well, I have to look up a regulation.
You're looking up a regulation.
Yeah.
Which regulation?
I'll DM you.
Me?
No.
Oh.
Buford. Because I don't want to
You don't
spoil it
get
before I give
DM.
this away.
You're mean.
I truly am not mean.
No.
I'm okay with you calling
That
me mean
sounds
as
like
a joke.
something a mean person would say. No, for real, it's a joke.
No, I know, but like, just to push back a little bit, I am probably the nicest person I've ever met. Like literally, I truly.
Okay, I absolutely believe and understand this to be true, Tyler. I want you to understand that that is precisely the kind of thing that someone who was not at all nice would say.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I believe you, but that sounds sus as hell.
Yeah, it definitely sounds a little gaslighty.
I'm the nicest person I know. Uh-huh.
No,
You murdered everyone else, buddy.
no, what it would be gaslighting. It would be I'm the nicest person you know.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
That's me.
We can't manipulate man whore, male wife our way out of this one, boys.
I need you to take a sedative with this.
Here, I got it for you, buddy. When you sit back down.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay. So
What is this? Yeah, what's up?
Saoirse will hop up onto a console, put her fingers in the mouth, let out one of those really loud whistles to get everyone's attention.
Yeah, totally not normal. So everybody stops immediately. There are people who don't have tokens in here. There are probably like a good 6 or 7 engineers in here. Here, actually, you know what? Just for grandeur, I will drag them in. Give me a second. Oopsies.
We'll add a second fox.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll add the extra
Lots of
captain token.
Yeah. Just put Raquel there just cause.
Another captain.
Yeah. Grisk is there. He's just walking around. Yeah, you do that. The floor is yours.
So conservative estimates for how long it will take to get this ship repaired run from 18 to 20 hours. Chief Fox is telling me that you can get it done in 16. Now, I would like to remind you all of Section 48 Alpha 7 of Starfleet's labor codes. Officers must take meal breaks at regular intervals. So to help you get this done, I am lifting replicator rations until you get these repairs done. Hop to it. She hops down and walks out.
A bunch of enlisted people who have only known replicator rations. A bunch of officers like look at each other and are like, "Can she do that?"
As second officer and current commanding officer of the ship, yes.
Tetu goes, "This seems really big," and you hear like after you walk out of the room, which you walk through that door, it's just a closet. You hear a stampede of people sprinting. Yeah, you said conservative estimates 18 to 20 hours. Chief Fox's estimate was 16 hours. You guys get it done in
An 8-hour workday.
You get it done in 15 hours. Somebody please go in and remove the breaches from the Guan Yu hull.
Happily.
Captain Edwards, after this was probably, I'll say, at the beginning of the day. By midnight, it's done. Let me get. I'm not going to get rid of all these tokens. Actually, can I? I'm going to. You receive a weirdly cryptic message from Chief Fox to come down to engineering for a surprise.
Okay.
You walk into engineering, and Commander Kelly, you're just sitting on the command console eating.
He's probably
Eating
got like
what?
a slice of frickin' cake.
Yeah, you have you have a thick slice of Dairy Queen ice cream cake that you're just chowing down on, and you're surrounded by a glistening engineering bay with no one else in it because it's midnight and they need to sleep.
Edward just lets out a low whistle. All right. Half impressed. Doesn't make up for the 16 typos I found in your log, but, it's a good start.
He points the fork at him. Grammatical errors don't count.
Seriously, good job. What did you promise the team to get it done?
I lifted replicator rations for the duration of repairs, and reminded them of Starfleet labor codes.
When you say you lifted replicator rations, you did stipulate it was for food and beverages and not anything they thought of replicating for fun, right?
Must have slipped my mind. Takes another bite of cake.
As you say that, give me 1 second. Tetu comes in holding a sword.
It's fully a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's I was messing around with a replicator and it gave me this sword. You see, it's like a curved, scimitar.
Just gonna walk over and take that. You're too little for a sword.
I built it myself.
You can have it when you're older. Kelly, put this somewhere safe. You know what? I'm gonna keep this.
What?
When we get you... Where do you live?
Tetu looks up at you and says, "Captain, I don't know if you want to know the answer to that question."
Kelly?
In my defense, I offered him quarters.
Okay. 1. Saoirse, my office. 2, Tattoo, go to ground. That means bed.
Vanish, Tattoo. Cut off all digital means of communication.
Fucking running from the mafia.
Throws down a smoke bomb and he disappears.
Get her!
He
We will never
replicated-
see him again.
Jim. Okay. Kelly, walk with me.
Tattoo Batmaning out of the room is just so fucking funny to me.
It's kind of amazing.
Because he did. He likely replicated little smoke bombs, threw it on the ground, and ran away.
Yeah, he vanishes. It's canon now.
Saoirse?
She hops down from the console, falls into step.
As I put the sword up over my shoulder.
And
Okay.
ready room?
Sure.
Oh, wrong one. Right one, but Hagen's token isn't there. Ba, 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 ba.
Why are you humming the Jurassic Park theme?
I think that song lives rent free in this Discord.
Yeah, you guys make it to the ready room.
I've been meaning to talk to you about Tattoo for a bit, but things keep happening. Has any effort been made to contact his family? I don't know his situation.
Well, according to him, they're all dead.
Okay, that's unfortunate. We can't just keep him, you know that, right?
Well, we do have the refugees, which we are just sort of keeping.
Yes, I have no issue with... If you want to keep him, we have to do paperwork, okay? We can't just take him with us. You know that, right?
And I have expressed to you that this is something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching up, Captain.
Look, I don't know where he's sleeping. Find him a quarter. Find him quarters. Wherever he's sleeping is likely a bad place. And then when he has a wall, he can hang this on it.
All right.
I will get Dr. Talos to look into whatever we need to make his stay a more permanent thing.
I appreciate your time, concern, and attention, Captain. You want a bite?
How is it not melted? We've walked 11 decks.
You know, maybe don't think about that too hard. It's replicated.
Very gingerly, just, yeah. I was going to look over my shoulder.
You see a second slice of cake materializes.
I'll take that one.
Where?
Just reach over and take that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Reason I actually called you here was not Tattoo, but you were busy, so I didn't want to interrupt you. Kestra's currently down in sickbay on the station. She had a telepathic incident, and I don't think she would complain about me telling you this. She currently cannot hear other people's thoughts and is freaking out about it.
What do you
No,
mean
you-
incident? Do you mean like more Varonk voodoo?
We don't know yet. She was sedated when I was brought up to speed.
Shit.
All I know is the Lormian child, Oronia, was involved somehow.
Saoirse just has this look like, oh, that tracks.
So, I know you're tired and you've been working your ass off, but maybe take a trip over to sickbay before you bed down for the night.
Yeah, good plan. Thank you, Captain.
Again, when Tattoo has a wall, he can hang this on it.
I'll let him know, sir.
Put it on this shelf over here.
Yeah, you move across a bunch of move like your captaincy medals. You move your favorite mug for coffee.
Oh,
You move
actually,
all
no.
of
Here,
that. And,
it goes right
oh,
there where that sword is.
yeah, I was gonna say you have a sword area right here. uh, yeah, we are gonna move. That scene ends. I take back a momentum, and you have a ship now that is fully upgraded and ready to go. But in the meantime, uh, Ensign Woodyard,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I am. Last we talked to Ensign, he became intrigued with the life tree on
Hmm.
the original planet. So he's been trying to find out whatever he could in that
Okay.
area. Um, if there was any kind of seeds or any kind of fruit from the tree, if there was any way or how big the roots were, how long it took to, um, what's the word, to germinate,
Yep.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so let's head to the science fair. Beautiful. I love the sound in here. Uh, yeah, you're sort of burning the midnight oil a little bit. You're on a researching kick. Um, the lights are cool and dim in here as you type away on the console. Go ahead and give me. I will say Ensign, you definitely you have the scan the holodeck imagery from Tattoo of the life tree. You see that and you have sort of the information about the planet there with you, and from Tattoo as well. I will say you do have a relative location within 50 kilometers of where it would be in the forest. You have that information. What are you trying to find specifically?
Well, not only not only the cultural significance of it, but I
Hmm.
want to know: is there some kind of I mean, he's a scientist. He doesn't believe in mystical properties,
Hmm.
but maybe some kind of unique or special properties that this tree might have.
Maybe.
Because again, they said that this is the center of the forest that all the other trees and plant life may have come from. And I want to know how literal that is, what exactly happened, um, that kind of thing. Um, I hope that's
Okay.
not too general. If you want more specifics, I can get more
Yeah.
specific.
You're you're looking for this information. You're combing. You're absolutely combing through the cultural databases. Um, some things that yeah. Go ahead and give me a reason science roll. I will let you declare the difficulty for this.
Oh
I'll
boy.
say difficulty 1 through 6. I'll give you.
I would like to use botany as a focus. Or,
Uh,
I mean, I don't know if archaeology would be better for cultural kind of thing, but because I also want to look through mythology stuff too to see what kind of maybe magical properties and any kind of mythological tales or stories about the tree may
mhm.
have come up to see like what they've spoken about in the past. So I don't know either one of those. I
Yeah.
would like to
Since
use
si-
as a
since
focus.
since since it's been a bit since you've been here and you've been active, I'll allow you to make 2 separate rolls if you want. One
Woo!
one specifically for using the botany focus, which would be primarily using getting um, just information in general about the life of the flora and the fauna on the planet. Getting to know the ecological reasons, I'll say that can fall under one role, and then the archaeological stuff can fall under a separate roll if you'd like. And both of them, I will allow a free declare of difficulty. So let's start with the botany one first.
Okay, so with botany, let's go ahead and do a. This is about as good as I'm ever going to get. So, this is my 2 highest scores. So let's go ahead and do difficulty of 4. Let's do difficulty of 4.
Okay, for botany, go ahead.
Yes, and let me give you threat for this. 1, or let's give you, 1 of threat.
Mhm.
1, and yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Just to let you. Oh, you do have bold science. Okay, cool. So that will
Yes.
give you 3 dice.
Okay, and I also want to use testing a theory.
Okay.
If I succeed at this roll, I want to use testing a theory for my next roll, for my archaeology roll, which will give me an additional d20. So long as I succeed at a previous task covering the same scientific field, which I think it should
That
be.
will
around
absolutely. Yeah, that will absolutely be. That will absolutely come to effect on your next roll for sure.
Okay, I've done a lot of talking, so I hope that these rolls are not.
Let me be very, very clear. You can talk as much as you want.
Okay.
Truly. Please never feel nervous about talking too much.
No, I just
Okay.
want to make sure that this roll does not come up with all 20s and a 19 or something.
Yo,
Okay.
you're getting some good karma. I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here
Okay,
goes.
reason science, 3 dice. Okay.
Let me re-roll one of those.
Reroll one of those, see if you can get a crit for
The
sure.
14.
Ooh,
Of
so close to that
course.
5.
I know.
I will allow you to succeed at cost if you'd like.
Okay. I'll succeed at cost.
Okay. So you're going through what is the? I want to say botanical. That's a word. The botanical information. You're coming. So what you have in front of you is general like planetary information. You're not really getting a bunch of specifics on the tree itself. Number one, because it is like just from the outside looking in, it's a pretty vague. Like it's like looking at an entire planet and picking one tree, and being like, "Tell me about that specific tree."
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't really get a whole lot of information about it. But what I will tell you with this roll is, the trees like the trees like the general area where the tree should be located according to Tetu. It's pretty close to where you have a base currently being set up. Like by the entrance to where you went down to the computer. It's pretty close to that area. That area that you sort of dug into was the start of sort of a mountainous area, and just off to the side of that mountainous area, further to the west, is a big sort of open forest, and in that forest is where the tree is.
Got it. Okay.
All
right.
So you kind of take one piece of knowledge that you have and connect it to the other. It's in the general area of my computer, but still above ground.
Okay. Got it. All right. So I want to make a go ahead and make my archaeology roll.
Okay. Yep. Tasking theory
alright.
will come into play here. So I believe you will start with an additional. Is it? Oh, yep. You get a free reroll on that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, testing a theory.
No.
You do get an additional die. I was looking at technical expertise. Sorry.
And then I do want to give you 1 threat for an additional die.
It will
Which
be
I guess-
2 threat because you get a
2
free
threat.
dice. Yep, 2 threat. Totally.
That's
All right.
correct.
Yep, reason science. And what difficulty are you declaring for this?
Oh boy. You know what? I've got 4 die. Let's do 4 again. I'm
Okay.
I'm a little gun shy on these dice here. I've
Yeah,
always
4?
rolled sucky.
Gotcha.
Okay. Here we go. Oh jeez.
Okay. Yeah, gonna want to. You do have a reroll with bold.
Yeah, I can re-roll one.
Mhm.
I'll re-roll that 18. Oh well, yeah, I can re-roll 18.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, let's see. Come on, one.
Yikes!
I am so bad at dice
That
rolling. I
truly,
do
I
not.
think all of your dice rolling ability just got taken up by Kelly like 20 minutes ago because of all the ones that were rolled.
Yeah, like 3 in one roll, and then here comes old
I
blockhead
think
Woodyard.
you should re-roll that whole pool, Woodyard.
Yeah,
I'm
you,
not
you do have the
apologizing.
yeah, you do have the ability to, if you have a value, you can spend a determination to get a full reroll
Ooh,
if you'd like.
yes, I would like to do that because
Okay.
I don't think I ever do that. I will do never leave a puzzle unsolved. Is that
I
okay?
will.
Or
Yeah, I will take that. Yeah.
okay,
hmm
let's go ahead
So that means you
and
can roll all 4 dice again, or you can just roll the 2 whiffs.
let's do all 4.
All 4.
I,
Sounds
I,
good.
I think that we can do much better than that, than 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see. Okay, here we go.
Much better.
Much,
Okay.
much better.
Yeah, 2 momentum generated on that. Yeah, archaeologically speaking, the tree is pretty significant. It takes. So, sorry, I'm scrolling through my doc. Uh, the the tree itself is. It's not a compulsory thing. The Lormian culture doesn't have a huge, like, they're not under one religion or something. They just have a shared set of beliefs. Some people believe them more than others. Of the heaviest believers of their they're sort of, they worship nature, just the idea of nature. Um, the tree that you spoke about, the light tree, is a one stop on a large pilgrimage that takes them through that forest as sort of a journey of being alone. So you know from archaeological databases that kids that were brought up to really believe in nature is providing for us very it's almost druidy, the religion. Lots of just meditating and being at peace and one with nature. Once a child comes of age, if they would like to, they can ask their parents to go, that they can go alone and venture out into the forest in order to find the life tree and to meditate at it and to sort of go out and explore. Um, the the life tree itself is a just sort of a peaceful center to the people. There isn't a huge mythos around it, other than the knowledge that you already had, which that the story amongst the elders is that the entire forest grew from this one tree, that this one tree created the seed that then became the entire forest, and perhaps the entire, like, natural vegetation on the planet all came from this one life tree. Yeah, you learn about the pilgrimage. You learn
Okay.
about that. That's what your declared 4 difficulty will get you.
Okay. Well, all right. I think that's important to note that we do need. I think it's probably pretty important that we transport some kind of, or maybe restart, or maybe create some kind of new, or sorry, allow them to create some kind of new myth around um, in their new planet, wherever new planet is. Maybe I can focus more on arboreal planets rather than on dry planets or cold planets or planets that are just simply habitable for their
Yeah.
species. I definitely need to um, concentrate on planets that will support temperate planets that will support forest or wood-like or jungle planets, even a little bit warmer, but just like jungle planets.
Woodyard actually be. You know what? I have one more piece of information that I'm going to give you.
All right.
You. So this is like everybody else has mentioned. This is a rather developed society. They have internal news services. They have like they truly have like an equivalent of like a mass messaging thing, like radio and TV and all that sort of thing. Sort of that's very metropolitan in the city, but you see some news reports from one of the two major journalistic sort of organizations on the planet. There was a story that was posted, wasn't given a lot of attention, but was archived, of two, like 12 or 13-year-olds actually venturing out to find the life tree very suddenly and not like letting anybody know that they were going. All that they did was leave a note that that's what they were going, and those children, you don't see any follow-up stories at all. It's sort of, you just see a story about them leaving, the two children, and no other stories.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
How
You
old is
telling
the
me?
story?
I spent all that time looking at all those stories, and I never once ran across this. Just want to put that out.
You
Looking
didn't.
in the wrong
You didn't
place.
control F tree, whereas Titan definitely controlled F
Right.
tree.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. How old is this story
No
exactly?
Boreal.
The story, it's around, it would be like a year and a half ago with the planet.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'm going to. Whose attention do I bring this to? Who has been. Who has
Trev,
been
I will
working
give you that information actually. Here, as you're burning the midnight oil, you know that Commander Hagen had a pretty big part in going over and actually collecting these logs as well.
Okay. Is Kester still in the? Where's Kester?
You
right
actually are
now?
not aware of that, so
Yes, yes. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, where is she? Okay. I'm going to, inappropriateness aside, I'm gonna Ensign Woodyard to Commander Hagen.
Am I conscious?
we will change scenes. Just one moment. Ensign, that call will definitely come through in the next scene,
Okay.
but we're gonna do some scene shenanigans here. So just one moment for me. I'm actually gonna step away for a moment. Just one moment.
Don't you
We're
dare
never
walk away
leaving
from
the
me.
Station again.
This kind of blindsided me. I would have appreciated like a hey, heads up.
I'm sure you would have, but you're not getting it.
Like if you don't want me to do a thing or you're gonna punish me for succeeding, why let me do it?
Because you
Character
asked to.
See, I don't have anything of value, so he can take what he took. My replicator. That's all he could take. Yep. I really wanted Titan to just ask the computer where Kestra was and then go there, because her being in sickbay, not odd. So how's everyone doing?
I'm pretty good.
Well, that's good. And Trev, how you doing?
Can you not hear me?
We can hear you in that one sentence. If you said anything before that, no.
Yes, I was talking. I was speaking to Jack. I said, Jack and I are the polar opposites of dice rolling karma. Uh, the exact polar opposites, and I think it's obvious who the gods favor. But do- but
Okay, it's just making up for what happens in my Pathfinder games.
that's that's good. That's good though. So you're rolling low no matter what is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
running joke in one of my Pathfinder games that if this were Star Trek Adventures, we'd be kicking ass.
Yeah. Oh man. Uh, no, I'm fine too. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out today, and we were out hiking this morning. So I just got back. Not hiking. I'm old. I'm not that hiking, but I hike.
Hey, walking's important. I like walking.
Walking is important.
I read somewhere that 30-minute walk is equivalent of a 30-minute jog, and I'm not looking any further into that, and I'm going to live my life based on that statement.
That's right. That's right. You know, there's walking from the Chinese theater on Hollywood Boulevard to my apartment is exactly 2 miles. So I walk to the Grauman's Chinese Theater and back, and it's a nice hour long walk. Hour. I mean, the reason why it takes so long is because there's a lot of tourists milling about on Hollywood Boulevard, but um, and plus you have to sit there and smell all the bacon wrapped hot dogs that they're selling on the street, and it's just I
You
can't.
now have a 2-mile radius to your address.
I know. Yes, you do. Look, I can tell you where I live. It's not that secret. It's not. It's not a
Hi,
secret.
everybody. I'm back.
It may not be secret to me, but I don't want to have to find this point in the video, so let's just not.
Oh,
No, let's not say it.
Yeah, that's,
Because I will have to go back and remove
one at a
it.
time.
that's a very good.
Sick bay.
And so, what is the security code on the back of your credit card? Well, just while we're here.
Yeah. Security number.
321. I don't understand what.
Oh, and your social while we're at it.
You
No, I
understand,
meant
it's just for verification purposes.
Yeah,
I
just to make
met
sure
some
you
person
are
in
the
college.
Titan Woodyard that we think you are.
Right. I met some person in college who had my same first name, and our social security numbers were the same number, same numbers, but the last four numbers were transposed.
And of course, this is when social security numbers were only 4 digits long.
Right.
So that's
Right.
when.
Yeah, not a joke. I think my dad's social security number is from like 002 or something like that.
All right. Apologies, everybody. Let's go ahead and get back to this here.
Ford.
Gerald Ford.
Did I tell you that? I did tell you guys that that my dad said hello. That's it. I did tell you that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
hi, Woodyard
Um,
Senior.
Yeah, I said, I told him that you guys make fun of Gerald Ford. He said that. Well, tell him tell him Herbert Hoover said hello.
Hoover, the fucking mayor of Hooverville himself.
Yeah,
Nah, man, the vacuum.
yeah, the guy who caused the 1927 crash, stock crash.
he
That
built
guy.
the dam.
Exactly, the guy who built the dam.
all right, let's get back into this here.
What was that quote? Is the FBI in the habit of cleaning up after multiple murders? Of course. Why do you think it's run by a man called Hoover?
And with that,
Lieutenant Commander Kelly, I'm assuming you're heading right to sickbay, right?
Yep.
You walk into sickbay. You see Dr. Grix is rubbing. You see through the windows that Dr. Grix is rubbing his eyes as he's looking through a couple of reports. You see Nurse Sorrel is checking some vitals, and you see Lieutenant Mitchell holding the hand of a just barely conscious Commander Hagen.
Am I interrupting?
Kelly. Hello.
First thing that comes to your mind, Hagen, is that normally you can hear Kelly's thoughts from across the hall, like from down the hall. Usually gummy bears, gummy bears, gummy bears. What am I doing now?
Damn it, I was typing candy, KS candy.
That's only on Tuesdays.
Sorry, Kelly, I didn't hear you come in.
Well, to be fair, I was thinking very quiet thoughts.
Sorrel, can I see the scan?
Shows you the scan. The cloudiness in the area of the telepathic center, like the dark areas, are better now. It looks like a fairly normal brain that's been operated on recently, but it looks normal.
Okay.
Can I use my knowledge of medicine to try and diagnose this as far as recovery time, or if I will recover?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me reason medicine. I'm sorry. This is going to be insight medicine. Since you're just looking at the scan, basically. Insight medicine, I'll say difficulty of. Since you're beta Z, I'll say difficulty 2.
Okay. I don't suppose telepathic prowess would apply.
It will not. No.
Okay. I'm gonna buy 2 dice with 3 threat.
Okay.
Or no, one dice with 1 momentum and then 2 threat.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Dear fucking god.
Kind of on brand, actually.
I'm gonna re-roll an 18.
Okay. Wow.
So flip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, again, for a beta Z not having you still have empathic abilities. You're still able to feel the emotions of the people around you. But your telepathy was so integrated, right? It became a normal part of your thought process. It sped your thoughts up. That's you would be a great doctor without telepathy, but you are a fantastic doctor with telepathy. You're looking at the scan and nothing's coming up. You're frustrated, definitely.
I kind of toss it at the end of the bed.
Hey, what did I tell you about throwing things? Lieutenant Mitchell says with a smile.
I didn't throw it across the room. It's like my brain's full of cotton. I can't think.
Yeah.
It's the last time I tried telekinesis.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, what? Sorrel looks at you.
I made a wrench move.
Oh, and all it
Grix,
cost you was an aneurysm.
Yep.
Grix says, "What the fuck did she just say?" Comes out. What? You've been awake for an hour. That's the first time you've mentioned it.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Sorry.
What
Holy
happened?
shit, Kestra.
The child, Onya, he described the ocean, and he saw it too. He's seen it. The same place. And he could move things with his mind. So I thought, well, obviously I was wrong, but at the time I thought no harm in giving it a shot, and I moved a wrench, and the next thing I know, I woke up in sickbay and I couldn't hear.
You know, they say the brain is a muscle, but I never expected you to sprain yours.
A rather apt analogy for an engineer, Sorrel says.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that you're an engineer. But I succeeded.
Dr. Grix goes, okay, so you're telling me right now that you, using your telepathic abilities, were able to make a
Physical object move, yes.
that I cannot stress this enough. That is impossible. That should not be possible.
Also, I can melt
They said the
someone's
same
brain
thing about
with my
faster light
mind.
travel.
Hang on. Have you melted people's brains with your mind?
Jim Hadar, but
I've seen
Yes.
her do it.
You guys. Grix goes, when... okay.
I did include it in my report.
In my
Yeah.
defense, I didn't think it was unusual. She's telepathic. I don't know what that all that entails.
Okay.
Ever
Yep.
since I interacted with the Mai and the Varonk, my telepathic abilities kept getting stronger. And then one day I found that not only could I read the thoughts of others, but I could project my own thoughts into their brains. And then I found out that I could use the same ability to stop people.
Lieutenant Mitchell squeezes your hand. Would you have told Lieutenant Mitchell about this?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I think she did it once to save her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'ma melt you. I'ma melt you.
That was actually the first time she did it. Was Sarah was in danger and she melted the thing's brain.
Lieutenant Mitchell looks up and says, yeah, it's pretty scary. The air feels electric after she does it, and it's pretty gruesome
useful.
to watch.
I don't like doing it, but it's effective.
Is the captain's aware of this, right?
Yes. Yes, he is. The ability first manifested on a mission that I'm not sure that you are cleared to know about, actually. Suffice it to say, I found myself in a situation where I had no other option.
Right. Well, if we take Commander Kelly's, suffice to say, I'm a very good surgeon, as you know, Commander Hagen. Perhaps not as good as you in your heyday, but the surgery was a complete success. We should be seeing your telepathic hormones coming back up. They're low right now. I would venture a guess that, like the analogy said, this is temporary, but not as temporary as you'd like. Okay. I have seen the toll that it takes on betazoids when they are separated from their telepathic abilities, and you're gonna need some help with this to cope. Okay. From what it looks like right now, you have a pretty decent support system, so I'm not worried.
Do you think it will? Okay.
I think it will what? What's your question? It helps to say it.
I feel like my brain's slower. I'm worried. Do you
Worried
think
about what?
Do you think I will get better?
We can hope and hope that it will get better. I believe it will get better. But I would perhaps brace yourself for the possibility that it may not get better. I'm optimistic, but not overly optimistic.
Okay.
And right about this time is when you hear Ensign Woodyard say,
Enter warrior to Commander Hagen. Come in.
Yes, Ensign. This is command.
I've got some very important information to give you. Can I come to your location?
Yeah, we're turning it into a party.
"Yep." Sorrel goes, "I'm gonna go and have some coffee." And Sorrel turns.
Yes, Ensign. Just make sure you keep it down when you get here.
All right, I'll be right there.
We'll grab some coffee too. Do either of you want anything?
I'm not allowed to have stimulants.
I can
Ensign
give you
Woodyard,
things
you
other
were
than stimulants.
You
You know that, right?
sprinted down the hall.
Yeah,
I like
yes.
the idea that he was on the other side of the door waiting for permission to come.
Yeah, I do too. Let's make that what happens.
Yeah. Door opens. Hi, I'm here.
That
Oh,
was quick.
do you
Report, Ensign.
want me to? Are you all right?
Yes, Ensign. Report, please.
It's just that this can wait till you're.
Ensign,
I'm sorry.
report.
I've got some very important, possibly important news about the two children.
Yeah.
What
And I
two
pull up
children?
I pull up the document on a data pad, and I show the group. I give it to Hagen actually first, and then I discuss. I found a news story somewhere in the feeds, buried deep down. It was kind of just some kind of random story. Two children went looking for the world tree and disappeared and never came back. There's no follow-up story. There's no further information. They just disappeared.
Commander Hagen, go ahead and give me a reason.
Medicine?
No, give me reason science, actually. I'll call it difficulty of 1.
Bersha is just kind of Staring at Woodyard.
Could it possibly be reason security?
Yeah, I'll give you reason security. Sure.
Okie dokie.
Actually, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, and I will allow you to use your puzzles focus on this.
Okie dokie.
Yes.
Puzzles.
Told you it'd come in handy.
I'm gonna spend 3 threat. Why not?
Difficulty 1. All right, here we go.
Let's
I
get
have
the
a question
momentum.
I have a
Oh,
question after
dear.
the roll is resolved as well, by the way.
Sorry, what?
So I'll have a question after the roll is resolved.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell Hagen what she knows. Hagen, you see that whereas you were looking in a very specific database for this information, just simply because you made because this is me trying to explain why you didn't see it here before, but you were looking in a different database than Ensign Woodyard. You see that Ensign Woodyard is looking at specifically archaeological recovery information, stuff that is not talking about necessarily the present day, but is talking to the past and belief and things in a more general basis.
Right.
So this is a different area than you were looking at before. You see the index on that information is really close to where the blank areas of your previous roll from your databases that you were looking at. They align with, this is probably one of the missing documents from that sort of database there.
In the article, are there any mentions of names of the kids who went into the forest with the note?
I will spend a momentum to obtain information.
Sure.
Give me one moment. Scrolling through my doc. Where's my Control F? Okay.
While you're looking for that, my question is I don't know exactly where Titan's player knowledge versus character knowledge is on this particular instance. Like, I know that the two children have been displaying some kind of, I know that one of the children at least have been displaying some kind of interest in off-world things and have been trying to intern with us and everything like that, and maybe have shown or demonstrated some kind of psychic ability. But I don't know how much. I don't know how severe. I don't know.
That's a good question for everybody. I believe you were in the meeting when the anomalous children were brought up, right?
He was, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's up to Hagen whether or not the entire team was read in to what the investigations were before.
Got it. Thank you.
I think it was a private thing she was doing.
Yeah.
Like, not something she included the team on because she didn't want anyone to be culpable in this in case it went, something happened.
In fact, when you started
Understood.
to talk to me about it, I'm like, that.
Understood. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, so
I didn't
Woodyard,
wanna-
you wouldn't be read into the potential telepathic children. Then,
Got
other
it.
than,
Okay,
and I don't even think you would really know about Oonia either.
got it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but so I was just saying, because here's my interest otherwise, is that the two children went missing into the middle of this forest in a world where there's no crime, where there's no, that we know of, no crime and no injustice and no, murderers who take children out to the woods or anything like that. And I don't know how widespread animals that just kill children are, but could there be something at the World Tree that is maybe something that is taking people places or moving them to different places? So he has an interest outside of the abilities.
I think Hagen's mind goes to the ocean that she has seen and that she knows Oonia has seen. I think she wonders for a moment if there's something about the way that she astral projected, if
if someone was strong enough, could they just project through that ocean to where they need to be, or they'd like to be?
Yeah, that thought kind of occurs to you, Hagen. Woodyard, I will actually a retroactive obtain information I can give you if you'd like.
Oh, sweet.
So, to answer your question, well, number one, I'm not going to tell you what the plot is. So, I'm not going to let you know. I like how you've slipped it in at the end there, though. Like, is there maybe possibly something stealing the children? Like, what do you think?
No. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Now I gotta be completely 100% honest. I don't think that there's something stealing the children. I think personally, Trevor.
Well,
thinks
now
something-
I do.
I know exactly. Trevor thinks something different. I was throwing that in there as a possible alternative to what I really think is going on. Because what I
for
really
sure.
think is
I
going
gotcha.
on would not be available information for Woodyard. That's what I'm trying to say.
Very, very good. Thank you. So to give you information about the forest itself, I mean, yeah, there are the Lormians are on the top of the food chain, obviously, considering that, like, if we were to compare to humans, right? We're the top of the food chain everywhere. But a human in the middle of a forest,
Your knees in the ocean.
yeah, you could. I mean, there are definitely predators on the planet. There are you have specific information actually from your biological knowledge. There are, you know, isolated instances of predators hunting lower game, meat-eating predators. So, you know that they have a variant of what a bear would be, except the bear is as big as a bear is. This bear is really long and thin, walks on pawed hands, and has multi-road teeth like a shark.
Ugh. I mean, I figure there's got to be some kind of biological limiter to the population since the population
Yeah.
is so low on the planet. But I don't know exactly.
That's a
what that is.
baroon, by the way.
Okay.
That's the local name. Yeah, just to give you an example. Yeah, so there are predators, right? And venturing out alone in the woods is, it's inherently pretty. That's why they call it a pilgrimage. It's a little dangerous. And being a young kid who's never really ventured out before, there are dangers there. But you can speculate on that stuff, but unfortunately, you don't have any hard, like you guys know, there aren't follow-up stories that you can find. There is just that one sort of link there. Does that answer your question?
It absolutely does.
Cool.
Thank you.
There are Lormians who displayed telepathic abilities, all young children. They were called the anomalous children. They suddenly developed extremely powerful telepathic abilities, and yet when I looked into their stories, their news stories, looking for reports about these children, it was as if everything regarding them had been redacted from the record. This
Well, that explains the lack of follow-up on this story.
and did I
Well, the children went missing, but there was never a story about them being found, or even a story about them being found dead, or about them being discovered, or anything.
even
They just went
looked
missing.
for?
Even looked for. Do you think that these two children could have been one of these people? These lost, forgotten, changed children?
I don't think they were forgotten. I think they were. I don't know what's happening. Can I make some kind of
Plot roll? No.
what? Plot roll?
Yeah. Plot roll.
Tell me more. I didn't know that was a
I'm sorry.
possibility.
No, that's fine. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Can I make some kind of roll about? Do I think that the Varonk are involved in this? That they are initiating these changes in these children and then taking them? Did I just solve your plot?
No, you didn't.
Okay, good.
We're like sharks circling a baby in the water
Truly.
right now.
Jesus Christ, what a metaphor.
Why a baby?
Why is the baby in the water alone?
Why is it with the sharks? Who threw the baby in with the sharks?
It's little and helpless and just floating there waiting to get nibbled on. That's why. That's its plot. That's its plot.
Yeah. So, I'll let you make a roll based on your experience with the Varonk. Give me an insight science. No. I'll let you do insight command.
Xenopsychology as a focus?
Yeah, that fits.
I knew I'd be able to use that someday.
I will let you declare your own difficulty.
Let's do D4.
Well.
Give yourself max threat for all the dice I can get.
Okay. Jinkies.
Jeepers. I'm gonna re-roll that 20 though.
Oh my.
Hey.
You said 4, right?
Yeah, I did.
You've actually literally spoken to one vestige of Avaronk, right? You had sort of a mind map conversation with one. Your initial instinct with them is if the Varonk wants something, they normally find a way to just get it. Like it's really difficult to connect the Varonk with 2 missing kids.
Right.
Yeah, so think about an extraplanar entity, right? Thinking, yeah, these 2 kids are integral to the plot. Not to the plot, but to my plan, right? Thinking from the perspective of Varonk. That doesn't really ring true to you. Like, it's there. You're missing a couple of pegs on the red wire board, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To make that connection out of hand. You can certainly speculate. I mean, if the Varonk just needed those 2 children, or however many other children you have links to, they're gonna find a way to get them. But I will tell you one thing: the Varonk, barring what they did to the actually no, the Varonk are not on this plane. However, when they are on this plane, in order to do stuff, they need outside help.
Right. They need hope.
They need they need a vault. They need people to go into the vault on Vanguard and take Varonk from there, right? And use it in experiments and stuff.
That ship is Romulans too.
Yeah.
This doesn't read Varonk. This isn't their MO. They are not subtle like this.
Lieutenant Mitchell goes, I mean, it's 2 missing kids. It warrants further investigation, to be sure.
Well, it's also two missing kids, and y'all are treating it like it's some. Like it'll be the ultimate key to answer questions. It's two missing kids.
Yeah, we should. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
If I was in charge, Lieutenant Mitchell speaks up. That's a really good point. Two missing kids, and nobody ever looks for them. Nobody finds a body. Nothing.
It's not just that there are two missing kids, it's that there are two missing kids that are reported on, and then it looks like an entire section of the historical record has been deleted.
And my interest was about them approaching the World Tree. Why is there some kind of information about the World Tree that keeps them from being reported on, or is there some kind of importance, cultural significance? Is it like some words, like some things are off limits to certain religions? Some words are forbidden to be said. I don't understand.
Okay.
GM.
Y'all know how I treat the rules, right?
Yes.
Lieutenant Mitchell looks at you and sort of backs away slowly.
So I need you to understand that it's me who's saying that this sounds like a very internal matter.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, well, that
I
was
just
easy.
don't-
Lieutenant Mitchell looks at you, Woodyard. You're giving it up just like that?
Well,
I mean, I
I
agree
mean-
with I agree with Commander Kelly. It seems like a very internal matter for the Lormians, and they
I
may
don't.
have.
And I do have to say just how profoundly uncomfortable it is to be the one making that call.
Yeah,
don't
I
Disagree with you.
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's just I have a. I can't. A human would call it a hunch, but it's stronger than that. It's like a.
Intuition.
There's something there. I don't know what it is. I'm missing pieces, but there's something here, and it's important.
huh.
Dr. Grix, you see, Dr. Grix is out. Okay, well, it's currently 12:45 at night. I want to go to sleep. Hey, Commander Hagen, are you comfortable being discharged?
Yes, Dr. Griggs, and thank you for your
Yeah.
help.
Get some rest. Seriously.
I put down. Hand the data pad over to Ensign Woodyard and hold up my hands and surrender.
Yeah, I say seriously, Commander. This can wait till morning. I just wanted to bring the information because I thought the World Tree was important. I didn't know there was any other information that might have correlated with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said to Mitchell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow, and I leave.
As Ensign Woodyard enters the room, Dr. Grix goes like, "What? What? Who was that?" And that's where the scene ends.
I don't think I've ever met that man.
Yeah, I don't. We've never been introduced. All right. Well, we're gonna meet in the meeting room. Actually, one moment for me. New scene, new day.
I don't like this. Normally, when we go to the meeting room, I have a plan.
Ha ha!
Like a 12-step plan with like contingencies. What is this? Why are we here? I don't have a speech written or.
Yeah, nothing written out beforehand. Like, geez. Once everybody gets in there, feel free to move. Keep this spot open though, please. But move your tokens to the places that they go. Rokel will be wherever Rokel
More
needs to be.
accurate sizes between the captain and the commander.
Yeah,
Can you
for
move
sure.
mine? Can you move mine away from the keyboard?
You're so small. Yeah, let's make everybody bigger. Mm. I had a meatloaf sandwich for dinner from a restaurant, and it
You
was
mean a sloppy Joe?
No.
Meatloaf sandwich.
Woodyard's there.
Our GM's a baby.
Yeah, I don't get that reference.
Adam Sandler back when he
Yeah.
was funny.
Lower decks.
Oh,
Where
good.
is our admiral?
Speaking of, I just finished Lower Decks, or at least caught up with it. It's really good.
Dex is amazing.
I haven't
Admiral.
watched any of it yet, so I'm getting there.
Trev, you're having your mic issues again.
Oh, okay. Sorry, can you hear me again?
Oh no, that
Yep.
one was perfect.
Oh, okay. They said I'm still waiting to catch up to Lower Decks. I haven't watched any of it because I don't have Paramount Plus, but I'll get there.
You want Paramount Plus?
Well, I mean, yeah, I will get it eventually, but I just don't have it now.
Well, do you want it?
We can fix that.
Hypothetically, of course.
Got it.
because-
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, I was
well,
just
yeah.
gonna give you my login. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Make your own account.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Fuck Paramount.
Yeah. Corporations. Anyway, Admiral Yannick gives a call to everybody at 0900 hours to join him in the briefing room. As you all walk in, he says, "Good morning." You see Dr. Tallis is there as well.
Morning, Admiral.
So, I would like an in-person report on what exactly happened on board the Guan Yu. Why it came back full of holes. I do want to commend you. He looks at you, Commander Kelly. Way to go on getting that all up and ready for today. That must have been a pretty large undertaking.
A matter of motivation, sir.
And I don't want to know about what you had to do to motivate people. You see Dr. Tallis looks across from you and says, nobody was like indentured, right?
No, I used food.
Well, now I'm hungry.
No one touch it. No one touch it.
The sir should
Dr.
just
Tallis,
munches on a
who's-
peanut butter cup.
Stood up.
It could be sentient. The replicators here are strange.
Don't say the R word. Anyway.
You're right, my mistake.
So,
Commander, your report.
that's you, Saoirse.
Well, during the cruise, everything was going well. A variable geometry warp field was functioning as expected when we received a distress call from inside a corrosive nebula. Upon investigation, we were ambushed by a Klingon bird of prey. We hailed to demand an explanation, and they revealed themselves as Orion pirates, shot at us again, flew away, and exploded.
You see,
So-
as you said, Klingon bird of prey. The admiral looks over at Rokel, and Rokel goes,
Rokel did investigate and determined that the registry of the ship we encountered had been mothballed, assigned to a junkyard, and according to KDF records, was still there. At the moment, we have no reason to believe it was anything but Orion pirates being Orion pirates.
Be that as it may, that I believe that makes that the fourth Orion engagement that we've had since we've been out here.
And one of the
Wait.
least competent.
Right. They attacked the Guan Yu with isolytic subspace weaponry when you first got here. They are known to be affiliating with the Lormians. They are just brazenly attacking Federation outposts. I have two more reports from supply ships heading to Narendra Station, heading to and from Narendra Station, being attacked. Of course, those attacks were also unsuccessful, but they damaged a couple of our supply ships. So
If I may offer a thought, sir?
I believe
they-
you're going to anyway. Go ahead.
They probably just are looking to take advantage of the fact that most of our fleet is engaged on the other side of the galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you are ever in I'm assuming that there'll probably be another engagement. do your best to try to capture one or the crew of pirates and bring them back for questioning. We want to know. To be very candid, all of you are of the senior staff and are of uh, the correct clearance. There are some disturbing reports from Starfleet intelligence that the Dominion may be using the Orion as a potential interest in the Alpha Quadrant and the Beta Quadrant, specifically the Syndicate.
Makes
So,
sense.
we don't want a Syndicate stronghold in the Shackleton Expanse. So, a directive for you all: capture any known Orion pirates and bring them back alive, if preferable, if at all possible.
We will do our best, sir.
Good. And that is an official directive. So, Captain
Already on
Edwards.
it.
Yep. Boom. So, to remind the group about your mission directives can be used in place of a value if one of your values does not work. Okay. So those are all listed in where the
Under the mission directives on the ship sheet.
On the ship sheet, those are under the mission directives. So if you're ever in an area where you're like, can't really use a value, but it's towards one of those directives, for sure, you are free to use them, and you actually get a rep boost for spending towards the directive. So,
Yes, you do. Admiral, there was
Yeah.
actually 5, if I remember correctly, Orion encounters. One with an actual positive outcome. Do we know what happened to Darul Nassel? We rescued her crew from the Aurora's Veil. We didn't rescue her ship, though. I was very much unconscious for that entire event.
They were the Orions that we captured from the ship that almost exploded, right? Not
No,
captured, that we saved.
No, that's a different group of
Oh.
Orions whose ship also exploded.
Oh,
no,
God.
this was on their way back from Vanguard. After that second
Is
incident,
that the ones I
there.
rescued from the Comet's tail by flying the ship backwards from engineering?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
You see the Admiral rubs his head. That was a distress signal?
Yes, that was a
Right.
distress signal from a Orion trader.
An Orion trader. Last I heard, that Orion trader is -1 ship, so I believe they're somewhere on the station. Might be a good person to talk to. Orion traders get around a lot, and
My thoughts
if
exactly. Just wanted to know
if they
if she was still
trade-
on board.
she is.
Okay.
So, another directive, another piece of news. We are the Federation is pulling back from the Beta Z territory. They are relaunching another offensive in a different front, but as of right now, Betazoid is under the occupation of the Dominion, and they have set up a stronghold there. So, I believe that they could they apparently have something against telepaths, because they moved very swiftly and very, very with deadly force in some cases. So,
Sersha will put her hand on Kestra's shoulder.
I understand that there are some in present company who have a vested interest in what's going on in the Betazoid planet. Of course, Dr. Talos, Betazoid staff here on the station. I believe we have a couple of people in the sciences. They will be being brought in for therapeutic efforts if they so choose. That goes the same for you, Commander.
Understood, sir.
I this is embarrassing to well, not embarrassing to say, but I went to the academy with your father. We were a class apart. Um, he is he's a very determined person, and I'm sure he's okay wherever he is.
Oh, I know he is.
Good. With that, I understand that the ship's construction is completed. The ship's repair is completed. The station expansions are also completed. Lormian families are getting put in their quarters. They are finally leaving the promenade. Is there anything anybody would like to report at this time in regards to anything? Any Lormian matters?
Um,
Hmm.
Well, Admiral, there's actually one specific Lormian matter.
Yes.
The Lormian known as Tetu. Dr. Talos has been looking into it. He seems to be both alone in the universe and incredibly talented with all things engineering. We're looking
Yeah.
into making him a ward of the state. And
The admiral closes his eyes and says, "Oh, all right. Dr. Talos." Yeah, you see Talos speaks up and says, "The kid's a savant. Um, has had no. I mean, as of 2 weeks ago, had no working knowledge of any Starfleet procedures, and now has taken full force. And from what I hear from the other Lormians, is fully committed to being at least a part of the Federation uh, here, and would also has taken a liking to some of the members in the room."
He has expressed interest in joining Starfleet, and did in fact help regenerate the Guan Yu's shields during our encounter with the Orion pirates.
from the reports I've
Yeah.
read, the Guan Yu's efficiency has gone up several percentage points in a number of areas.
and diplomatically, having him hand in hand with us will go a long way to in strengthening our ties with the Lormians as we try to find them a new home.
So what I'm hearing is we have a little bit of a good thing on coming from both directions with this. I must speak with the two ministers. However, I've brought this up casually to them. Tetu, from their understanding, Tetu's family was killed in some of the seismic events a couple of months ago. Since then, he's been going from orphanage to orphanage, wreaking havoc. Not wreaking havoc so much as being inquisitive and forceful when it comes to learning. Sounds like a great. Sounds like he could be an officer someday.
The speed that kid learns, probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Understand that his discipline will ultimately be towards his people's representatives. That may not work so well with the chain of command on a starship. Also, if at all possible, keep him away from combat. If at all, I understand, Kelly, that he was on board for a shakedown cruise and then it turned into fighting with a Orion ship in a nebula, but if we could try to ease him in at the very least, might go a long way for, yeah, like you mentioned, diplomatic relations.
Well then.
Anything else
Well, family
with
gets a little bigger.
Lormans?
Well, that's everything I have to report, Admiral.
All right.
Anxious to get
Well,
underway. Ensign Woodier's got a number of planets for us to go check out.
That's good. Keep us posted. You're on your way out there. Godspeed. And he stands up. I will let you get to your planning. And he walks out of the room.
Okay, so a couple hours before we set out. It's not a lot of time. Rokel, Kelly, if you could flex some of that goodwill with Captain Nassau, see if you can get any information on Orion movements in the area before we head out.
Aye, Captain.
Ensign, work with Sarah Mitchell to come up with the best plot course for, the ideal planet first, and we'll work from there.
Aye, Captain.
Dr. Talos, please find a way to illegally adopt Tetu to the ship, apparently.
Cool.
Also, the kid likes swords, so I'm sure you two will get along fine.
Swords?
Everyone likes swords.
Swords are fun.
Yes, they are, says Dr. Talos, and then he shakes his head and puts his hand. Sorry, that was inappropriate. Sorry. And then he stands up and leaves.
Oh, it was an innuendo.
You hear that from.
I'm not saying that in Carrie, but I guess, yeah, she would normally have insight to them beforehand.
Saoirse pats her on the shoulder.
Just get real sad for a second.
Oh, God.
Right. Well, you all have your jobs. Setting off in 2 hours. Commander Hagen, a moment.
Yes, sir.
And do the rest of you leave?
Yep.
All right. And science. And Edwards, sorry, Kyle, can you give me the spelling on the last name of that captain? I don't think I kept the token.
Nessale. You wouldn't have because I hosted, I think. Oh no, yeah, I had you start the game, so it's carried somewhere. Oh, maybe.
Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure you're getting this from every angle, but I have to ask, how are you holding up?
I am able to perform my duties.
That was not even in question.
Not super great, but I'll get better.
Sure, some routine will help make things a little easier. So, if you're not on light duties, I believe you have a duty roster to correct.
Oh, that I did that last night. I had a bit of trouble sleeping. Headache. I hand him over the pad.
Just wondering, within the crew rotation, is Tattoo on that?
Yes.
All right.
She figured.
Yeah.
She was like, I think she did make like one with tattoo and one without tattoo as the backup, but
he's Kelly's intern. So if she's on duty, he's wandering nearby.
right. And she
For
did
sure.
try to like arrange it so that Tattoo and Woodyard would not be in the same
Right,
areas
gotcha.
a lot.
Yeah, we all remember. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Apologies, everybody. Yeah, you see the reports. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and give me Control Command difficulty 2 for the roster.
Okie dokie.
Please.
I don't suppose negotiation would apply, or puzzles.
No.
Oh, puzzles would definitely apply.
No, puzzle. I've done crew rotations. Puzzles 100% applies.
Puzzles. Take 3 threat.
Okay.
Dear fuck. I'm gonna re-roll with a determination and say failure is not an option.
I think failure is an option here.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
I mean, we're an hour away. What's gonna happen in an hour? What could possibly happen?
What truly could possibly happen?
Okay, and then pa 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 pa. Dear fuck.
I think we're gonna keep it at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna quash that complication though.
All right.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, Captain, what you see there, um, have you ever had to teach somebody, like in your real life, ever had to teach somebody how to put together a duty roster?
Yes.
Yeah. What's their first draft usually?
Usually they have people that can't possibly be in two places at once.
Yeah.
Because
For
they're
sure.
trying to
You
fill
see-
every job without thinking
Yeah.
that people can only exist in one spot.
Yeah, some really simple stuff is getting missed on it. Like, yeah,
He did do it
assigning-
through a splitting migraine.
Yeah.
The whole time.
For sure. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff is missing. Unfortunately, it's just not even something that you can really use. Like you just need to start over on it basically.
Kestra, you did this last
Okay.
night?
Yes.
Go take a nap and try again. I'll see you in an hour. Correction,
Okay.
I'll see you in 2 hours.
I don't know what's going on today, but I don't like it.
Oh no.
This is
The
bad.
character's facing adversity.
He
Oh,
sounds so
no.
proud of it,
Oh,
too.
oh,
Hey,
I'm
Tyler?
so sorry. Yeah,
Tyler?
yeah, I
I'm
am
gonna
mean.
make
I'm
you-
being mean.
No, not just that you're mean.
But
I'm gonna make you eat every single one of those words.
okay.
Trust.
Yeah,
Trust
you're
and
the one who
believe.
can't. You're the one who can't put together a fucking crew manifest. Like really?
Trust and believe, Tyler.
I'm winning. This is what GM winning looks like. For sure. I'm just making sure. Okay. I'm just making sure that I have my stats right for a token. 8, 8, 10. We'll do 7, 9. Okay. Yeah. So what does Hagen do?
Goes back and tries to do this crew roster directly. Or correctly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you head back to your quarters?
Ignoring the direct
office.
order? Okay.
All right. I will say, what was the difficulty on that roll?
I think she will take a little nap on the couch in her office before, because he's right, she is exhausted. But
Yeah.
She's definitely in her office. She's not going back to her quarters.
Okay. Yeah, in your office there, you take like a 30-minute cat nap. You wake up feeling a little bit better. Like, you would really, really like to sleep more, but just like, yeah, it's not working for you. You wake up, and what was the difficulty on that roll? Before?
2.
2? Yeah, this will be difficulty, instead of 2, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do comp 1, comp 2, comp 3.
I want you to know that this is bullying. He is bullying me.
There you go.
All right. Take your threat, you heathen.
How much?
All of it.
Okay. Do you want 6? You want to have a full minute or what?
I want to have a full mitt. Yeah.
All right.
Fuck me.
There you go.
Fucking
I believe
hell.
that 18 is a complication.
I can re-roll that 18.
Okay. Okay. There you
There
go.
we go.
Back to yourself. 3 float. You after your nap, you're like, okay. Normally, normally you're just able to do that, like kind of while you're going, and frankly, I think probably you were able to like write it up at like as you're walking to like hand it to Captain Edwards. You have to sit down and hunker for like a good 15 minutes and like go step by step. Um, you look at it and it looks right. It's definitely it's a lot of focus that you had to put towards it, but it looks correct and right. And you see your mistake that you made last time.
I don't think Kestra has ever been this incredibly frustrated.
Yep.
Because she should be able to do this in her sleep.
It's yeah. You walk out onto the bridge.
What the fuck was that?
Sorry.
Puberty strikes when you least expect it. Speaking of puberty,
that?
hello, Sog Raquel.
Oh. Okay. And then so we have Chief Fox, we have Raquel, we have okay. Let's bring out our team. And we got the crew. We got Edwards. And then we have Hagen coming in for the ready room. And then we have Kelly in engineering. And then we have Titan instead of Skittles in science. Okay. You are on board the Guan Yu. I am going to take a momentum because we're changing scenes. You walk. You walk back into your. Oh. Actually, is this Fox or is this Dune?
That's Creighton. She's the operations officer.
Alrighty.
Dune is second in command in engineering. Chief Fox is our transporter chief.
Alrighty. Hagen, you walk into
Or that's what better be on this pad.
Hagen, you walk into the bridge. You see Edwards is. I'm assuming you're like readying the ship.
Yep.
Yes.
Wandering around hitting buttons.
Hagen.
Pre-flight checks.
Yes.
Yeah. You see Edwards there.
Here you are, Captain. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Every now and then, everyone makes a mistake. You should have saw the report Kelly did. That girl does not know grammar.
Did she speak again?
Like, E is closer than 3, but she uses it anyway.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and now that you guys are sort of readying the ship, and while that was happening, I believe people are going. Oh. I believe people are. Stop pinging me, damn it! Who did you send out to talk to Captain?
I sent Raquel and Kelly to because they've got some goodwill with that particular captain.
I did want to point out we did just canonize Leet Speak in Star Trek.
God.
What a coincidence! I just came back.
Yeah.
Play my role as the character.
Cool.
And by
all
the
right.
way, I'm still in uniform, so I rushed over here.
Oh. Cool. Well, yeah, your uniform is getting. Yeah, that's great. Okay, where am I going? Sorry, DS Fortitude. I would love to get some bar music for this, so it's not just nothing.
You control the files. You know that, right?
That's me.
Play Diz here.
It's gonna be. You want battle music? I'll give you battle music. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
In the recording, I always just drop the bridge sounds in any way that's not bridge sounds.
Yeah. Please. Is that really? Oh, there we go. You guys see, let's grab Rokel as well. Kelly and Rokel, you make your way into the bar where the computer said that Captain Nassau was located. You see Nassau, directly across the room right over here. From, just one moment. Yeah, you see Orion. She's an Orion female, long black hair, sort of tied up in a very tight ponytail that sort of falls down her back. She's currently wearing a green sort of top that it's a little bit baggy on her, with some red piping on it, and black pants and like high-heeled black boots. She is facing away from the door. Actually, no, she would be facing towards the door. She has she is pouring from her own bottle of something. It's like a light blue liquid is being poured into a glass, and she is sipping it, and she has a data pad in front of her. And you see that she's actually speaking, like quietly.
Like to someone.
Into the
someone-
pad.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess that is the person we're supposed to be talking to. By the way, out of character, can someone brief me as of what happened?
Yeah, so we're about to head out to do our little planetary surveys, but the Admiral wanted to bring us up to speed. Like, we've encountered Orions last time we were out. We've encountered Orions about 5 times now. And this person here is that captain we saved by flying the ship backwards and fucking over all of my plans.
Oh, okay.
So it's the only Orion that we know of who's A, local, B, we have some goodwill with. So just, we got a couple of hours, see if you can't find anything on Orion movements in the sector.
All right then. Raquel will go over to Quimp and leave one slip of latinum and say, "Blood wine, please," and walks over to Captain Nassau.
Yeah. What's Kelly doing?
I think
Sure.
she's going to politely approach the Orion.
Okay. Are you getting a drink, or are you just heading right over there?
She will grab a drink. She's just gonna get her usual double mocha frappuccino with like heaps of fucking whipped cream and shit. Chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Quimp looks at you and goes, "It's embarrassing when you order things like that."
did Quimp get that one slip of latinum Raquel gave him?
Yeah, you saw it hit the bar rail and immediately go in his sleeve. Like, so quickly grabbed it. We got
Thank you.
a nice vintage for this blood wine. Just got it in today. Here we go. And this holds up pretty much like a Starbucks cup and puts it down in front of you. No fighting like last time, Klingon.
He just growls.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you gonna punch me?
Don't
Yeah.
Kel, play nice.
don't tempt me. And he grabs the blood wine and of course leaves.
Raquel, play nice.
I always intend to do so.
And yet,
You guys walk with that. You guys walk over. You see Captain Nassau is as Nasal notices you approach, she puts the tab. She puts her tablet face down and says, "Oh, this is never good.
Nope,
Federation
never.
officer, KDF officer joining together. Thought it'd be fun."
Yep. Well, we're just looking for information.
Information, huh? Well,
Yep.
as you might be aware of, I've been trapped on this damn station since since before the influx of the fuzzy people came in.
You were,
Yeah. He sips her drink.
you were unable to buy yourself a new ship.
Yes, I'm currently in a market full of ships out here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
During a war, I might add.
It's weird when a Federation officer makes my point for me. So the information that I have for you, it's going to be mostly about how much Quimp is overcharging, is getting under for his rent, and his version of ale up there, whatever that synthahol is, tastes like ass. You see, she downs her light blue liquid and pours herself another glass. And she looks up at you.
Mostly looking for anything you might have heard about syndicate activity in the area.
As soon as you say the word syndicate, she immediately looks over her shoulder. Keep your voice down. Are you insane?
Raquel was going to say the same thing to Jelly.
Right.
Sersha leans forward, puts her hands on the table, and says very quietly, "Would you prefer I not put all my cards on the table and just try to dance around the topic for 20 fucking minutes? Because I can do that too."
You understand that that's like the national Orion sport, right?
I do.
I love the Federation. I love the Federation. Okay. Syndicate activity in the area is what you're seriously asking me about? I'm an Orion free trader. I don't understand why everybody in both your polities automatically assumes why every single Orion has a contact inside of a syndicate.
Raquel takes
I'm not
some
assuming
blood.
you have a contact in the syndicate. I'm assuming you hear things while you're out and about that wouldn't be said around people wearing my uniform.
And then, sorry, Raquel, what did you say?
Raquel is going to say perhaps some slips of Latinum might actually be willing to get you to speak up a little bit. She kind of shows some Latinum to her.
Go ahead and if this was a
Grip slips or bars?
I believe in star bases where there's Ferengi activity that's required to transact, every Federation citizen gets like a stipend of like a strip, like every 2 weeks or something. So how much? Yeah, how much are you offering? Raquel? Do you hold it out to her, or are you just saying that?
Yeah, we kind of I kind of put it on the table,
You
and
put the
we'll start off with I don't know exactly how much a slip of Latinum's worth and stuff.
Nobody does.
Yeah, but we'll say
5 slips is a strip. 5 strips is a bar. 5 bars is a brick.
How much a
Alright.
brick is worth, nobody knows. Because
So
that
we'll-
number changes.
We'll put. He'll start out with 50.
50 strips?
50 slips.
That no. Let's start with 20.
Strips?
20.
Okay, both
Uh,
of you roll a D100 for me,
All right.
just so we can get this out of the way.
Many Orions haven't been pirates for 5 years.
And then Raquel, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
D100. Too many.
Dividing
The
that in
first one,
half
the
is
first one was a 95.
95. Okay. In both your inventories, Kelly put 87 slips. Rokel put 95 slips in your inventory. That's how much currency you have.
Okay.
And just so we can do it right now, everybody else who didn't just roll, please roll a d100. Because when we're talking about Orions, that could be important. Okay, and then Trev. Oh, you did it. The
Sorry,
first
I
one
thought
was
10.
Do the higher ranking is it just every Starfleet member gets the same stipend?
Where can I put this?
Just add,
in your notes.
or just add other items.
Yeah, so Woodyard, you have 10. Hagen, you have 59. Edwards, you have 83. Rokel, you have 95. And Kelly has 87.
Are these strips or slips?
Slips.
Slips.
I believe the pay grade is linear, so higher ranking means you generally get more, but that doesn't account for your usage of it.
I've definitely
is just
spent some on something.
Yeah.
For the pet project.
So this is the amount of money that you currently have in slips. So how much are you putting down, Raquel?
He will start out with 20 slips.
Okay.
Okay.
So one of you is gonna actually no.
So that's 4 strips of latinum.
Yeah, so 4 strips of latinum, great. 20 slips. Rokel. I'm wondering how I haven't done a lopsided social roll before, so I'm trying to figure out how this works. Oh yeah, one is going to assist the other. So I think we're going to have Kelly be the main roller. Rokel, I'm going to give you a reroll on yours since you're betting the amount of money you're putting down money
Okay.
on your 1 assist die. Okay. So Kelly, go ahead and give me. This is going to be a con roll. Yeah, go ahead and give me. You're coming at this not in a very like, I'm gonna do everything, like, very daring way. You're coming at it in a very specific and controlled way. So I'll say control con.
Okay.
Control con, and then I'm gonna say right now the difficulty will be 4.
Espionage focus?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And Rokel, you will be rolling also a control con.
Will criminal investigations as a focus work or no?
I will, in this instance, I will allow it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I will spend 3 momentum and give you 3 threat to max out my dice.
Okay.
And away we go.
Okay.
Nice.
And Rokel, go ahead and roll your assist.
Oh.
You are more than welcome to re-roll that if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go and re-roll that.
Nice.
Nice. There you go.
All right. So that is 4 float. Yeah, you guys sort of come at this in 2 different ways. One involving bribery, which potentially, well, not bribery. It's not. You're not.
You're
It's
paying for service.
you're paying a person, yeah. And you're coming at it just bringing hard facts, Kelly. Captain Nassau looks up and says, she does swipe the slips, the 20 slips that you have, puts it in her pocket and says, "Okay, what specifically do you want to know?"
looking for activity bases they may have in the area. Have you heard about any ports that may have had an uptick in activity recently?
Well, just to give you one piece of information, the Ferengi definitely has contacts and has made contact with the Syndicate at least one point while I've been here. The only thing that I know about specific movements is I know that this has been sort of going through the trader comm system, but the the Syndicate has been giving very specific attacks on supply lines for the war, which fully hurts business over here. We're trying to, the Orion Free Traders, we still have business going with the Klingons and with Federation in some instances. But the Syndicate seems to have other things in mind. In terms of a base, I know yeah, give me 1 second here. I know that there are some Orions who are posing as free traders on Narendra who have contacts with inside of the Syndicate. Do I know if that's where the information came from with the attacks on the supply lines? Not for sure, no. Is that the way that the Syndicate usually operates? Yes. Now that you're beefing up presence here, I'm assuming that they'll try to get somebody on their payroll here other than Quimp.
Does Raquel get like a sense that she might be lying? I don't believe so. I don't believe she's lying or anything like that. But
Yeah, you're wondering if your character does.
Yeah. Raquel just wants to just fully check and see.
2 of your floating momentum, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Sounds fair to me.
She has absolutely no reason to lie to you.
Okay.
Not one.
Alright,
She's here shipless. There aren't a lot of other Orions on the station other than the 2 that came with the that you guys rescued from the exploding ship.
Right.
She has no reason to lie to you. Really.
Okay. Alright then. Perfect. And and she mentioned people on the Narendra station. Well, I don't believe we can ask. Well, actually, can we glean on information on who are those people specifically, like names? Any names?
You would have to ask her.
Okay.
That's not information that I can give you with a momentum spend.
All right then, perfect. I'll just ask her then. Any specific names you can give out, perhaps on Narendra Station?
On Narendra specifically?
Yes.
The supposed lead of that branch of the Orion Free Traders is a man by the name of Halar. Captain Halar. I know that he's been doing well in profit, mainly because the Syndicate keeps giving him leads on profit. This is in exchange for him procuring weapons. I know that he also procuring weapons mainly from the Klingons. Man, if the Syndicate ever finds out that I just have been talking this whole time, I'm probably going to be thrown out of an airlock, but there's a Klingon smuggler line. There are a few KDF officers who are under the pay grade of the Syndicate who have been, a case of Klingon disruptor rifles goes missing here and there. Maybe they wind up with the Orions.
Raquel just kind of scoffles a little bit, but understood.
It's Klingons and the Romulans. However, the Romulans have been getting away from us a little bit. I prefer Klingon disruptors anyway.
Yeah, they're a little more robust.
Out of character.
Mhm.
Do we even know? Okay, we know that the disruptors are going to the Syndicate, and they're using them to raid Federation shipping.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, looks like I will have to speak to those officers some point, as if I ever get the chance. Trying to think. What are information that we're trying to glean on this person? Because again, I was gone, so don't quite.
We were just looking for generalized information. We didn't have anything specific.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Just
like
general
literally 2 hours before we ship out. They're like, "Oh, by the way, Orions are in the area." And I'm like, "Oh, what about this person who actually kind of owes us a favor for saving their lives?" Yeah, we got 2 hours to kill. Go have a chat. Learn what you can learn. We're leaving either way.
All right then. So there's a contact on Norwegian Station, and we're going over to Norwegian Station specifically. Or, nope. Okay.
No, we're going off to look at some planets that Woodyard's super excited about.
All
Yep.
right, then.
Super excited.
Are you aware of any perhaps other contacts on this ship or on the station? She remains quiet. He remains quiet about it.
Not that I'm aware of. Although I do know that the Syndicate was working with the security forces of the Lormians, the people who you just put on the station. I'm not sure how deep their influence goes, but I know that they're contracting out, giving weaponry to a pre-warp civilization, which is a free trader no-no, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that about the time I had one pointed at me.
In fact, I even have one in my collection at the moment.
Well, I would think so, considering the fact that you're a KDF officer by your uniform, or are you wearing that for a fashion statement?
He just raises an eyebrow at her.
Oh, come
See,
on, didn't
my
you know
favorite
that leather and spikes are in this year?
I must have missed the memo. Is there anything else I can do to betray myself to the Syndicate, or?
Let her just sip her drink. Well, I think that's about all we wanted to say. But if you do find yourself a ship and a good crew, let me know. I have some contacts that might be useful. Bit of a long haul, but you could make a tidy profit.
It's rather interesting. I appreciate that.
Raquel takes his blood wine and leaves.
Lucia stands up, gives the captain a nod. We need to.
What?
She's going to whisper to Rokel as they walk. Not like
Mhm.
conspiratorially. She's just going to. She's not even gonna look at him
Mhm.
as she walks. We need to start asking around to other people. Doesn't matter who. Just follow up on other leads and obfuscate where we got our information.
I agree.
Mhm.
He whispers that and does not make any eye contact. And leaves.
M- Kelly, give me an insight con roll as you walk by the bar.
All right, espionage focus.
Yeah. This will be opposed.
Okay.
Can I assist? No.
Well,
I would allow you to assist. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I will spend 3 momentum for 2 dice.
Mhm.
Should we breach 40 threat for a 5th dice?
Fuck it, we ball.
All right, I'll give you 3 more threat for a 5th dice.
I'm spending that 3 threat to call in a value, and I'm buying up to full. All right.
All right, here we go.
And
Oh, I am so sorry. We're gonna get rid of that 3 at the end, unfortunately. So I have 5. And Rokel, your assist
yeah, and I assist with control con. Or do I
with inside con.
insight con. All right. And criminal investigations.
Yep.
Hopefully that works. Nope. I fail.
Okay.
That is 5 versus 4 currently. Kelly,
Trying to
do you have any?
figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I could do here. Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
Does my background help me any?
2 seconds. Hmm.
You didn't put your upbringing in there.
You're talking about intelligence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, since there's not a named trait on your sheet, that's something you can use rep to buy. I would not allow that, unfortunately.
Okay. Now, if I can just remember how buying rerolls works.
You can basically, it's at this point it would be you having a value and then spending determination.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Yeah. What value are you calling him?
Rokel and I are currently working as a 2-man field op. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Huzzah! And that will allow me to reroll.
Any and all dice that you'd like.
Okay. I'll reroll that 16.
Yep.
That's the only one that's not a success, so.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that looks to be a failure at this point.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't believe I can. Oh,
Yep. Yeah. You look over at Quimp, and his expression is weirdly indiscernible.
His name makes me uncomfortable every time.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. And okay, yeah, you walk out of the bar, and then you said that you were attempting to obfuscate where you got your information from.
Yeah, we want to follow other leads, which would probably actually lead us to Quimp next.
Yeah, you want to walk up to Quim?
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, maybe not while she's still in the room. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a good plan. We can come back and
Well,
talk to Quimp
Kelly.
later.
Well, Kelly, without outside influence, what would your character do?
Let's see.
You are
Jesus.
leaving in like an hour.
Yeah, so you do have a little bit of a limit. You do have a time crunch.
Yeah,
I'll give you
we
that.
do have a time crunch, and it's probably already fairly obvious that we were looking for information.
Mm.
Because two Starfleet officers sit down with an Orion free trader. You know, what exactly are
4
they looking
minutes.
for there? Yeah.
Money is exchanged, and then you walk out.
Yeah, she's gonna go sit down next to Quimp.
Oh, okay. Not where I thought we were going, but all right. What does Raquel do?
As for Raquel, well, Raquel, I don't believe Raquel will stay there because he believes if he were to stay there, it would just intimidate Quimp and not actually allow him to give out any kind of information whatsoever.
Very
point-
nuanced view.
At this
So-
point, so we can split up and you can go check on the KDF angle.
Yeah, which Raquel has an idea. He will go ahead and contact Commander Check. Maybe-
Ooh,
maybe
that always leads to good stuff.
Maybe just call him. Yeah,
Mhm.
he'll call him about the corruption within the KDF.
Alrighty. Yeah, you head back to your quarters and do that. We have 2 more scenes left to run tonight. One moment here. Yep.
No. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
my thing. It's Travis.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you want to, Kyle? You
Check
want
your
to message?
message.
Yeah. Sorry, Kelly. Go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
she's going to take a seat at the bar with her drink and sip it again. You know, bartending seems like it'd be a really fun job.
Yeah. Remember what happened last? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Get into character. Well, you remember what happened last time when you got behind the bar? You spilled everything and almost killed me.
I seem to recall that it was your liqueur that had gone off, and the one that you made nearly killed you. Mine was merely bad.
And these facts are irrelevant to me. What do you need?
Yeah, I'm sure. So, I always thought one of the most fun parts about it was that people either completely ignore you or see you as a trustworthy confidant.
Is that
Well,
right?
What's that rule of acquisition? A wise man hears profit in the wind. A lot of breezes happen around here, I imagine. A lot of opportunities for you to pick up on if you just, keep those ears open.
You see, he leans in. Oh, like a certain captain spilling the beans. Just to let you know, my ears work way better than yours.
I'm well aware of that. They're very large.
I take that as a compliment.
Take it out, however you'd like.
He smiles. The sharp. He has his like multi-directional teeth that are all yellow and fade and gross.
What was that other rule of acquisition? Bigger the smile, sharper the knife.
I think my knife's plenty sharp enough.
Yeah, I'm sure. Knives are tricky, though.
Are they?
Yeah,
Seems pretty simple to me. Someone gets in your way, and knife usually does the work.
knife doesn't care who it cuts.
Certainly doesn't. Now, I think you know how important profit is to a Ferengi. What do you think
Literal
is going to
matter of life and
happen?
death.
What do you think is going to happen if you and your precious Starfleet uniform gets in the way of me getting my profit? You see his voice gets deeper as he talks.
And Saoirse just leans forward and says, "Are you telling me that you couldn't find a way to make a profit out of such a situation?"
There are different kinds of profit that I'm used to. Bars are great. Secrets are better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you going to order something, or are you going to keep drinking that swill you call a beverage?
Yeah, give me an order of cheese sticks.
And you see he goes in back. God, these replicators suck. And he turns around, and there, sitting on a plate, are 3 deviled eggs. And that's where the scene ends.
Damn it. We're on the station! That's not supposed to happen!
Ha! Good stuff. Klingon time. Where are your quarters?
Is Raquel's quarters in here now?
Yeah, should be.
Was that my job to put them in?
Yes, I do not have access to your computer. You know this.
Well, your quarters are gonna look a lot like Nishizumi's quarters.
Well, you
Well,
know
at least use the other Klingon's quarters.
I was thinking that I could probably have to borrow quarters anyway. I don't know if ensigns get their own quarters or not.
You have quarters.
You do have quarters.
Oh well, I guess so then. Never mind.
They're tiny and shitty, but they're yours. Uh, you walk into an anime-laden room and of your own making.
Lots of tanks.
Jeez, if I see one mech on the walls of your next one, I'm gonna lose it.
You already have the
Raquel
file.
has no idea what any of that stuff is.
I understand that I understand that I have it. I just need to go and actually put it in. Raquel, who are you trying to call?
Commander check.
Commander check.
Commander check.
Because it'll be great to have another Klingon warrior on the phone in an anime filled room.
Yeah.
You
From
bring
where you're
dishonor
sitting, they can
to
definitely see the schoolgirls sitting inside of a frickin' tank. They're of illegal age. Anyway, so go ahead. Raquel, you open up channel, and after a minute or so, you hook up into the KDF comm servers, and you see sitting in front of you is Commander Check.
Greetings, Commander.
What can I do for you, Lieutenant?
I was wanting to inform you of something that is of concern to the Klingon Empire. there might perhaps be within KDF some corruption amongst a few officers willing to sell our weapons to the pockets of the Orion Syndicate. I was
And you have evidence of this?
Yes, one of my contacts here on the station, is saying is giving me this information, and I do believe this person is telling the truth.
Well, well, if you have names, send them over, and they will be punished accordingly.
I will I will get the names as soon as possible, but am hoping perhaps you might be able to help. Um, because there are some because some of those weapons are being used against our against shipping in the region that is aimed to help in the war effort. So these officers could possibly be undermining our efforts in fighting the Dominion.
Well, thank you for letting me know. I would be happy to investigate this on my side. If you have names, you understand you must bring them directly to me. No one else can be trusted.
Of course, I I will learn of these names as soon as possible, and I'll send them directly to you. Because
Good.
this is potentially speaking a out of character. I'm trying to think a word of grave concern to the Empire and its in our own efforts in fighting this war.
Well, it certainly sounds serious. Well, you know that you can always call me if you need any assistance, and I appreciate the fact that even though you are an exchange officer, and even though we are technically not serving together, that you still hold me in high esteem above all others that you work for.
Of course, Commander.
You keep that information coming. And when you get back to the KDF, I will make it my life's mission to give you the role that your level of honor would and should offer you.
I greatly appreciate that, Commander.
Mm,
In the meantime, I'll give you the information. I'll find whatever I can on this
good.
end, and I will succeed.
Commander,
Long
check
live the
out.
Empire! Long live
Yep.
the Empire!
Kapla!
Kapla!
And the communication ends. It's about this time, 2 seconds, that you get a message from uh from a two of your security staff that there's a problem that requires your immediate assistance in the Guan Yu's cargo bay 2.
On my way. Have two security officers meet me there. He do Klingons have comm badges?
You do
They
Yeah.
have
do.
a Starfleet comm badge.
Yep.
Or at
Okay.
the very least, we've programmed your uniform one to work with our system.
Okay. All right. All right. So he'll just tap on his comm badge, say that, and he walks on out. He grabs his disruptor with him.
Okay.
And of course, his
Rokel,
pager.
Rokel, I am going to deafen you very quickly. Okay.
Okay.
I will. I just need to talk to everybody else, but you. I will be. We will get back to you in just a moment.
This is called bullying.
Are we throwing a surprise party for Rokel?
We are indeed throwing a surprise party for Raquel.
Woo, woo, woo.
No, from each and every one of you. Titan told you all to meet. Told you all and got security staff involved with this too. Told you all to meet in Cargo Bay 2 on board the. Oh god, this is so fun. On inside Cargo Bay 2, I'm gonna need stealth checks from all of you.
Oh Lord.
Please give. Yeah, so this is going to be.
What, control con?
security?
Yeah, this is control security. Nope. Yeah, control security difficulty 2, please, for everybody.
I would like to cite my focus of deception.
Yep.
Composure as a focus?
Yep.
Espionage is a focus?
Take a threat.
Yeah, yep. Take a threat. Got it.
God damn.
I'll give you a threat for a dice as well.
Yeah,
was
that
it?
tracks. That
tracks.
absolutely tracks.
100% tracks.
My
As
What
long
was
as
it?
we
gosh.
tracking.
What was the roll?
Control security.
Okay.
I've never even rolled that in D&D before.
Wild. 1 in 400 chance.
He's literally vibrating.
It's like, oh, can't wait. Oh. You ever seen that Saturday Night Live skit where Kristen Wiig plays the person who's like, oh, I'm so excited, I can't, oh my god, and she starts falling all over everything.
I'm just imagining us being like, surprise! Rokel's like, I blast someone.
Alright. Alright, so give me 1 moment. Everybody, shh! In 3, 2, 1. Everybody, shut up. Shut up, everybody. All right, Urkel. Sorry, I had to do a quick administrative thing here. Just give me 1 moment. We're going to move into the cargo bay scene.
Okay.
All right. And sorry, I'm just getting some stuff ready for you. All right. Gonna activate the scene. Rokel, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me make sure that your token's there. Rokel, you see that that Zeg. All right. You see Zeg is meeting at the door. So there is an important. I believe there might be an intruder in this area. We have him cornered in here.
And are my 2 security officers with me?
Well, I sent them in just so that we believe that we've captured him, but we just need you to. We just need you.
Raquel is looking at him very suspiciously.
Yeah.
Because he is
the
versed in
one thing
Starfleet
you
protocols.
yeah.
So
One thing. Yeah, go ahead.
he's versed into Starfleet protocols. So he's going to try to gleam on whether this is standard procedure.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Reason Command, difficulty 1, with your Starfleet protocol.
And I'll go ahead and give. Nope. I'll just roll as is.
You know that it's a little out of the ordinary, but you know that your security officers are rather junior, so that they need somebody like you to be there to supervise.
And
Is
this is
what you glean.
this is on the ship.
This is on the ship, on the Guan Yu.
Pardon me, Zeg. Why are you here? Because I thought you were on the station.
Ooh. Zeg looks at you and says, "Sir, I promise you, everything will make a lot of sense once you go into there."
He raises an eyebrow at him. And he says, "How about you go in first, open that door, and let's see what we are dealing with." Because he does not trust Zeg.
Yeah,
I love the paranoia.
Yes. He goes, "Absolutely," and he opens the door. Woodyard, you think that it's happening now.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm scared.
So what do you yell?
It's rise!
Raquel has his
Woodyard, what the fuck are... And you walk in and all of you know that Woodyard ruined it.
Raquel has his disruptor out.
Yeah.
Zeg,
You...
what did you tell him to get him here?
I had to make something up. I'm sorry. You see a room covered in streamers and other like Klingon decorations. You see a table over in the back with roquette blood pie on it and a bunch of other Klingon stuff. You see everybody sort of dejectedly gets out of their hiding spots.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Hester made some pulled targ, which is like pulled pork, but you know, it's targ.
What is who is Rokel's father?
Brock?
Virat?
Yeah, Brock.
Okay.
Yeah. Brock. How do you pronounce that in Klingon?
You wrote it.
Okay. You know what? We'll say Brock. Brock. It's spelled V-R-A-C-H, so we'll
Brock.
say Brock.
Brock, yeah.
Rock, yeah.
Zeg looks up and says, I had to get him in there somehow. There's no other way other than there's a threat on the other side of the door. I thought he'd just charge right in. Started asking all these questions. I'm sorry, I ruined it. Well, I didn't ruin it as much as Woodyard ruined it. He said surprise as I walked in.
Oh, but oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so excited. I've got so much to show you. Look at this. And I take him over to a little table display. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, look. So
Raquel has this disruptor out this entire time.
You're looking around for the threat. Yeah, for sure.
He's like, you are gonna love this. Okay, I've got Breguet lung here, and I made my own grommet sauce. My own. And I looked at all the recipes, and I heard that this is the best.
Esther kind of catches Rokel's eye at the mention of the sauce and kind of like cuts a hand across her throat, like.
But that's not all. Okay, and I take him to the next plate. I'm like, look, I've got a whole
Lieutenant
plate.
Dune comes up behind Ensign Woodyard and covers his mouth. Covers your mouth fully. And just starts bringing you away.
Saoirse has a small wooden box tucked under her arm as she approaches.
Right, he gets carried away while he's flailing like he's so excited. Oh.
Okay, out of character, real quick.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a surprise party. It was supposed to be a surprise party.
Here?
Huh?
Why is Niche here?
Who?
Why is Niche here? She just like transport here to Earth, like from Earth, like
There she vanishes.
Oh, that's Hagen. That was Nishizumi.
That's hilarious.
She
I have my
landed
character
on the
sheet
party
covering up
too.
part of the screen.
sorry.
So Kelly walks up. Says, Uchkas Yaso. Rokel, son of Rock. And she holds out the little wooden box.
And he takes the box and opens the box.
That is a Colt M1911A1. I know you Klingons are fond of your historical relics, and that pistol fought and served through 2 world wars on Earth.
Is that a functioning firearm?
Yes, it is.
Can we? There was a $20 limit. You see, Kirk says. Just kidding, sorry.
What's $20?
Yeah.
Just looks at you.
Oh god, the plot's falling around our ears. Yeah.
Who is that guy that Kalos fought or wrestled with? What was his name?
Molar. He
Yeah,
fought
Molar.
Yeah.
Kestra did bring a it's a tungsten alloy statue, so it's like almost unwieldy heavy, and she kind of does like kind of pick it up and set it on the table.
The table.
Sadly.
So I thought you'd enjoy this.
The guests who were just sort of there and around, Tetu says out loud, it kind of is a ruined party. Alright. And
He's like,
you see the music starts up, and that's kind of like very like future funky.
And
Bum, bum,
Raquel
bum,
just
bum,
looks at
bum, bum,
everyone. The Back to Future. Great. Futurama, great.
Woodyard comes out. He has his own box. He's like, I got my own box. I got my own present for you. Here you go. I'm so excited.
And he trips and falls or something.
So someone stun him.
I lean
He's like-
over to Kestra as this exchange happens. Woodyard asked about throwing him a quick welcome to the ship, and I told him it'd be a great idea to do it as a surprise party.
So he opens the box.
I need you to stop terrorizing the lower decks.
He opens up the box for Sograkel, and he's like, "It's a duck tongue. It's that little three-pronged knife that Korg has in Star Trek 3. The little click, things come out." And he says, "Unfortunately, I couldn't create a real one without setting off some alarms in the security system. So it's made out of really hard plastic, but it's still there. It works. It's so cool."
He just says to Woodyard, "You mean like one of these?" He pulls his own.
Yeah.
Was that a real knife?
This is a knife.
He's like, "Yeah, but this one's got a little graving on it. It says USS Guan Yu on there, and this is the star date for today."
It's like an 11-year-old giving a gift. I love every character choice you've ever made. Please,
No, me
Woodyard
too.
is just a delight.
truly.
He's like, "But this is engraved. It even has our names on it."
Oh god. Lieutenant Dune comes up and goes, just take it so I can take him away. He needs a stimulant. He needs
Do
something.
not give him a stimulant.
I know.
He takes his gift anyway. Just
Mhm.
like he'll be like, okay, you know what? Raquel just kind of looks at it as something that he can probably put on his wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
It's not really something that he'll use in battle because he has his own anyway. But because Klingons, that's like standard issue. Like every Klingon has that thing.
For sure. For
So
sure.
We'll probably put it on his wall. But the Colt 1911 though, he pulls out, just kind of just looks at that.
Are there bullets in that? Dr. Rick says. Is that a real weapon?
And he looks at Rick's bullets. Because I don't believe Raquel. I don't
No,
believe
you would have no idea.
Klingons know yeah.
Yeah, it fires projectile. We can cover this later. All right, and resume the party, and everybody starts sort of like mingling and dancing. And Captain Edwards, you materialize behind Raquel.
Well, Raquel.
One thing. Give before I can ask you for one more roll, and then you can do this. Give me an insight security difficulty 2, Edwards.
Do I have an applicable focus?
Yeah. Starfleet protocol.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy with threat.
Yeah. How many?
Just the one.
Yeah, you are as you were waiting and in your hiding spot, you got a ping that Brokel has once again reached out to the KDF to command her check.
Okay. Well, Raquel, it's been one problem after another. We haven't had an official welcome you to the crew yet. Once we get underway, we'll have our inaugural meeting. Just wanted to say welcome to the ship, and I hold out my hand to shake his. And next time you talk to Commander Check, tell him I said hi.
Oh. Oh.
And you walk away, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Well, he took out his handshake. He shook his hand.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it was friendly. Just
And,
saying hi,
and
welcome to the
he
ship, and
pulls him away first and tells him, I spoke to him this time because it was something that is of great importance to both the Federation and the Klingons and the Empire.
And the last time?
Last time it was a personal call. Because in fairness, it kind of was, because he looks at him as a friend. That's kind of like how he does. He looks at he looks at Check as a friend, really. You know.
Yeah, so to Raquel, you're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have zero issue with you making personal calls, as long as controlled information isn't fed to the KDF while you're under my command. If you have something you want to send to them, ask me. Chances are I'll greenlight it.
Very well.
And the party resumes. That is where we will end it for tonight. Thank you everybody for sticking in and watching. This was I had an amazing time this session. Learning some new details about the Orions, about the missing children. I got our first lead with that. Had our little surprise party moment. And now, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. If you're watching, thank you so much. Catch us next week on the USS Guan. Take care.
Bye-bye.